From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
Hey, is today Maurie National Guacamole Day, or was that yesterday? Is it today?
Hey, baby. It's today, baby.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need any more than that.
That's what she said.
A new survey asked people what they'd rather do, give up guacamole for a full year or swim with sharks for 1 minute. And 1 in 5 people said that they would risk their lives with sharks.
Really?
Yes. 49.
For the guac?
Yeah.
Really?
49% of people said that they'd give up guacamole for a year. 21 said that they would swim with sharks, and the remaining 30 said that they weren't sure. Here's my thing is that I don't eat a lot of guacamole, right?
Yeah.
If I do, I like to be the one to apply it, because I find that with guacamole and with avocado that the presumption is obsession, right? So when you order something like a sandwich or anything like that that has avocado in it, the presumption is obsession, meaning nobody in their eyes just sort of likes avocado. Everybody has to love avocado.
Sure.
And so if you order anything with avocado on it, I find that they put too much avocado on it. And then a sandwich or whatever it is, and you hold it in your hand and everything comes shooting out of the butt of the sandwich because there's just too much avocado. And it's the same thing with guac. Like if I order a taco bowl or something like this, even though I like a little guacamole on it, I will never order it because the whole thing is just guac. Like
Also,
the
they charge
obsession,
you extra for it.
Thank you. The obsession with avocado and guacamole is not sort of even around. Like I like a little slice of avocado, I'm fine with, but not like all things avocado to the point of where it's only avocado is all you taste.
It wasn't too long ago that I only learned that avocado and guacamole are the same thing.
What did you think guacamole was?
It was like a mixture of things that turned green.
Like what?
It was you that taught me that it was the same thing.
Hold on.
Roz.
Hold on now.
Expanding his horizons.
Hold on now.
So, in your mind, Damnit Maurie,
yes,
what combination of things
thank you
made guacamole?
Potato?
Yep.
Green peas?
Yes.
Lime?
Right.
And like cut up tomatoes.
So hold on here. You thought guacamole was mashed potatoes with peas and tomatoes?
Yes.
You thought
with
guacamole was mashed potatoes, peas, tomatoes, and lime.
And then you set me straight.
Have you ever had an avocado before?
Oh, yeah.
But
like
you never
eggs.
once thought, God, avocado tastes a lot like guacamole.
Yeah. No, because it's like usually full, ripe avocado on my eggs in their shape, not mushed, right? So I just assumed that they put lime in the mashed potatoes with peas and that made it taste like guacamole.
So you thought you were dipping chips into mashed potatoes, peas, and lime?
Yes.
That's what you're doing tonight.
Oh my God, yes.
You're boiling a bunch of potatoes.
Can you please make?
Yeah. And you're going to bring it in tomorrow.
What you thought guac was, but you have to puree the peas too, right?
Yeah, no, that's what makes it green.
Right. You know what? I'm actually going to do that too.
Okay.
Okay. And so we're going to, and you do it too. So we're going to have a guacamole contest tomorrow on the show.
Okay.
But only it's going to be Maurie's recipe, which is mashed potatoes, peas, tomatoes, and lime.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, it's Roz and Mocha. What's up?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good. You? Hi,
Good,
Mocha.
thank you. Hi, what's your name?
This is Maria. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten in.
Oh,
Wow.
well, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show, Maria.
I was just calling in because I'm bored. I just got ready and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I have to go to school soon.
Oh, what time does school start?
9 o'clock, but I'm happy. I have great friends there, and I'm at the Congregated Gifted program in trans.
Sound it.
Pardon?
You sound like you're in a gifted program. You're very good with words.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I just called in to yell at Maurie.
Oh.
Before I start class? Okay. Maurie, get in here.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to say to Maurie?
Maurie, guacamole is made with avocados. I'm 11 years old and I know that.
Okay. Yes. I think that there's a lot of people yelling the same way you were. Maurie, guacamole is made with avocados, not mashed potatoes, peas, and lime.
I know that now.
So as we found out, Maurie, his whole life, had thought that guacamole was made from mashed potatoes and smashed peas and lime. It was only recently he found out that it's actually made from avocados. And so the plan is now that I have mine, Maurie has his. It's going to be a cook-off. So I've made guacamole. Yes, I've made guacamole. It's happening, girl. I've made guacamole. Okay, using Maurie's recipe. Maurie has also. Mocha, you will be the judge.
Yeah.
Okay, in this great guacamole, mashed potato, pea and lime cook-off. We need to find a better name. Okay, it's too big for a poster. Okay.
Lime.
I wasn't actually asking for a new name. Okay.
Listen, Gifted.
Yeah, you don't have to solve all the problems, okay? Fancy. Okay. It's happening. They're here, and in just a couple of minutes, Mocha, you got chips, a napkin. You will be the judge. Now, do you want to do this as a blind test?
Yes.
So you don't know whose is whose?
Yes, absolutely. Blind test.
Okay, we will do the blind test. So the great guacamole, mashed potato, pea, lime cook-off is happening in just a couple of minutes.
That's like what Drake said back in June. I want the chips with the dip.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I'm so excited for this. You know me in competition.
I know.
Incredibly competitive.
You do not like to lose.
No, and the idea of winning a contest, I can take my jacket off. Hold on.
Well, you get hot?
Yeah, I'm getting hot, man.
I gotta take my shirt off.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting hot in here. Okay, so the idea of winning a competition, especially a guacamole competition, where the guacamole is made from the base of the guacamole is mashed potatoes and peas. Maurie, his whole life, up until just recently, legitimately thought that guacamole was made from mashed potatoes and peas.
And why wouldn't it be?
So every time you had guac, you thought legitimately that you were eating mashed potatoes and peas.
Yeah, so I wouldn't eat that much because I thought that would be bad for you.
All them carbs. Mocha, who is, by the way, this morning, where he was like, I'm gonna give you something right now. I go, what are you gonna give me? He's like, why don't you call it guacamole?
Oh, God.
And he goes, and you can have that and just claim it as your own. Say that you thought of it, okay?
Essentially.
Guacamole?
Okay, so we're about to enjoy a guacamole taste test. It's a blind taste test. So there's 2 containers on the counter.
Yeah.
And simply labeled 1 and 2.
Okay.
Mocha, and there's also a bowl of chips.
Yeah.
So Mocha, Maurie is going to bring over to you the guacamoles. So
the guacamoles.
Uh-huh. So in container 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring you the chips, and then you can describe them. You can eat 1 first or 2 first. It is completely up to you how you want to go about doing this. But ultimately, you will have to tell us and everybody listening right now which guacamole is the best guacamole.
Okay, hit me.
Okay. So Maurie's walking over the 2 guacamoles to Mocha.
Okay, here we go. Guacamoles.
Okay. The guacamoles. Now bring him the chips.
Yep.
It's a big bowl of chips, too. You got a meal in front of you, Mocha.
Yeah, look at this. So I have the 2 guacamoles right here. They're just labeled 1 and 2. So I don't know who made which one. Number 1, it just smells like potato. Like, it really just smells like potato. Number 2. Oh, number 2 does not smell like just potato. There's some like added spice or something. There's something else in there.
Okay, so how are you going to test these? Which one are you going to do first?
Well, let's start with number 1.
Okay, so you're going to start with number 1 for Hold it up nice and high so everybody can see. So Mocha has a chip in his hand right now.
Oh, and there's tomatoes in here. And there's tomatoes in here. Look at this.
Of course, it is guacamole.
Okay, here we go. All right, so tomato. Oh, cheap ass chips are these, bro? One scoop and the chip broke.
Okay, keep in mind that when you might have to double chip it because keep in mind
it's potato.
Okay, that this isn't actually avocado. Okay,
Yeah,
what you're dipping into is in fact potatoes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, here we go.
So
double chip in it.
Okay.
So we've got double chip, potato, mashed potato, sorry.
Yeah.
Tomato.
And peas. Don't forget the peas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 How is it?
It just tastes like
Come on. How is it?
It's so sick. It just tastes like potato.
So it just tastes like chips and potatoes?
No, like the chips just like lock off flavor. It just legit just tastes like potato.
Okay. Okay, so that was which number?
Oh, God. I'm so thirsty. Oh, it's so dry. That was number 1.
Okay, that was number 1. Okay, try number 2 now. Hold it up nice and high so everybody can see.
Number 2. So here we go. Oh,
okay, you might have again. You're dipping a chip.
I know.
You're putting a chip inside like mashed potatoes, so you're gonna have to get in there with 2 chips.
Here we go. 2 chips.
Okay.
You know what? Number 2 tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever they added, spices or ingredients are in this one, it tastes good.
Does it taste like guacamole?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh.
No, it doesn't taste like guacamole. It just tastes like mashed potato with seasoning. Who made number 2?
Okay, which do you prefer? You have, before we can say who made 1 and 2, you have to now say which guacamole won the Great Guacamole Cook-Off.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I like number 2.
Now can I vent?
Okay, Damnit Maurie. Which guacamole was your guacamole?
Number 1.
Right. My guacamole was number 2.
Yeah, yours tastes good.
But did you add spice? Because you're only supposed to do potato and peas.
No, I made guacamole.
But I thought it was with the only ingredients we were allowed to use.
There was no list of only ingredients we were only allowed to use.
Make it the way you want to make it.
But I normally buy mine store-bought, so I don't know what's in potatoes and peas.
Read a recipe, bro.
Did you use, in yours, Roz, did you use like fresh peas or something?
I used canned peas.
Did you?
Sweet peas canned pureed.
Did you use frozen peas in yours, right, Maury?
Of course I did.
Okay, can I tell you why I know that?
Yeah.
Because it like old frozen peas, right? Because it tasted, I could taste like, I don't know why, but I could taste like frozen peas in this one.
Okay, so the Great Guacamole Cook-Off.
Yeah.
It was me, Roz, versus Damnit Maurie. The recipe, again, because Maurie his whole life thought that guacamole was made from mashed potatoes and peas.
Yeah.
So that's how we made the guacamole. And Mocha, according to you and the blind taste test, not knowing whose guacamole was Maurie's guacamole.
Number 2!
If you want the lid, you can take that home.
I'm good.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, Roz, time for some more Apple reviews on the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. These are coming in super quick, so thank you to everyone who's taken the time to put some thought into these reviews. Apple Podcasts is where we get these reviews from, by the way. Denzel Ampler writes, the subject line actually says, Roz likes the nickname, and gave us 5 stars.
There you go.
I have a theory that Roz low-key loves being called a smooth, cool dude. I saw him at the Raptors championship parade and yelled, "Smooth, cool dude!" And the twinkle in his eye / smile on his face was something out of this world. Roz approves the nickname. Hashtag smooth cool dude confirmed. That's why he's my favorite.
I'll tell you with smooth cool dude, what I do enjoy is I enjoy when something starts out of nothing on this show and then it becomes a monster, but it doesn't become a monster because of us. It becomes a monster because of the fans.
Yeah. And
right?
that's exactly what happened with Smooth Cool Dude.
Yes, you laughed at it one day, and then every single call we took for a year after that, somebody would drop Smooth Cool Dude to try and troll me, and it became this thing because of fans. And so because of that, I do really enjoy it because I find it just extremely endearing that somebody gives a crap enough about the show and what is said on the show to see somebody out in public and yell basically a meme at them. It's funny to me. It's funny to me.
Okay. I won't tell you who wrote this review until after I read it.
Oh, no.
Okay. 5 stars.
Yeah.
Which, thank you. Love listening to this podcast, even though they royally roasted me back in 2010 when I was a guest on their show. I had a lot of fun, even when Roz's girlfriend, Catherine, called in to get in on the bashing. Keep pumping out the awesome content, guys. Yours truly.
Who did we have on in 2010?
Justin Rated R. Rigo. From season 1 of Bachelorette Canada.
Oh, wow. Who was the Bachelorette?
Was that Jillian? No, that wasn't Jillian.
Jillian was Bachelor US.
Yeah. Bachelorette Canada.
Who was the first?
Oh, wait, no. Maybe it wasn't Bachelorette Canada. No, it was American, right? Because they were like in somewhere in Europe. And then
Justin Rego was on the U.S. version.
Yeah.
And he got the broken foot with the cast.
And then he was trying to run away, and he ended up in like the bushes of the hotel.
Right.
And it had like barricades all over. And he was trying to walk away from the cameras in the Bachelorette.
Yes.
And he kept getting blocked.
Right.
But Justin listens to the podcast, but he actually signed it yours truly, Justin Rated Smooth Cool Bachelor Dude.
Jerk. I remember that now because my Catherine was very passionate back then about how much she disliked Justin Rated R. Rego. But then he came on the show, and as far as I can recall, he was pretty cool with being here, right?
He was on Allie's season. Allie's season of The Bachelorette.
Okay. But yeah, I think we had a good time with him. I have no ill feelings towards Justin Rated R. Rego. I wish him nothing but the best.
Oof.
What?
So E-Online.
Yeah.
Did an article on the Bachelorette's shadiest suitors ever.
Okay.
And Justin Rated R is on that list.
Okay.
Sorry, bro. But hey, thanks for the review.
It's funny. He writes us a nice review, and we spent 5 minutes roasting him again, going through all the Justin Rated greatest hits.
Love you, bro. All right. J. Coor 231. Bedtime with the Damnits is the podcast content I didn't even know I needed. Thanks for making me spit out my coffee while driving. Yeah. Love this podcast. P.S. Roz is my favorite, possibly Damnit Matthew too.
Oh, wow. Look at Maurie's face. Doesn't like that. Yeah, should have edited that comment, he says.
Again, we get all these from Apple Podcasts. I'll end on this one from Monkey Girl 1995. Oh. I'm loving this. I've known about the Roz Mocha show for years and years, but I only discovered the podcast about a month ago. I've been binge listening to them at work, i.e. 8 hours per day ever since. I'm now on episode 60. I find myself smiling and laughing to myself at my desk, and it keeps me entertained all day. I love it. Thanks, Roz Mocha, for all the content, and I'm dreading for the day I actually catch up because it means I won't be able to listen all day. Well, Monkey Girl 1995, one thing you can do that a lot of people do is when they're all fully caught up, they kind of go back to some of their favorite episodes and listen again, or they go right back to episode 1 and start re-listening.
Yeah, and if anybody has, here's a question, though, because we throw it around in the office here, which is oftentimes when we're going on vacation or whatever it is, and we want to put out like a very special podcast. Like we've done one that is all just the Damnits, and we've done one that is all the games.
Yeah.
We did one that was all the world record attempts. If you guys...
We did like a full Ask Roz and Mocha episode too.
Yeah,
right?
which I love that episode. But if there are any ideas that you guys have that you would like to hear sort of on a like from a standalone, podcast, whether it's you want to hear all the old stuff that we've done, or I don't know. But if you guys have any ideas, let us know. That would be great. And if it's feasible and we think it's a good idea, we'll 100% put it together for you.
If you're a teacher and you're making your way to school right now, pay attention to this. I think you're going to like this as well, Roz.
Okay.
This is a Reddit topic that took off the other day. Teachers share funny things students have said. Somebody wrote, I wore a Captain America shirt for school for Superhero Day. And one of the students said, I look like Captain America before the injections.
Oh, man.
One of my students was hugging me goodbye when they took a deep inhale, smiled up at me lovingly and said, your shirt smells like a grandma, but your armpits smell like Chuck E. Cheese. One of my 7th graders asked me where babies come from, and another student replied, well, when mommy and daddy love each other very much, they got a bottle of scotch and a cheap motel room. Once a student asked me what I wanted to do when I grow up.
Kids are the best.
I teach elementary band, and once we were preparing for playing a test when one student said, man, I need to practice. Without missing a beat, the kid next to him said, my mom said I need Jesus. Again, these are teachers share funny things students have said. God. I was tutoring a kid after school when he asked, what time is it? I joked, time for you to get a watch. And he, without a moment's hesitation, responded, time for you to get a new joke. I had to laugh at getting shown up by a 5th grader. One of my students once asked me, if a synchronized swimmer starts drowning, do they all start drowning? And finally, teachers share funny things students have said. This appeared on Reddit. One of my little 6-year-old students who weighed about 80 pounds at the time walked in late from recess. When I asked him why he was late, he grabbed his hunk of belly with both hands and said, the ladies love this, and then sat down like nothing happened.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, you want to feel like a big deal when you're traveling, especially with Air Transat? You got to purchase a club class seat.
Yeah, I've done it, and it's so worth it. Wildly comfortable. The seats are spacious. The screen in front of you is like, it's big. And like watching a movie on those, it just, everything just works, right? Like you're right. This is the best way to kick off any trip or vacation is booking that club class seat with Air Transat.
You got those wider leather seats. You got all that leg room that we just like lack when we're traveling. So club class takes care of all of that for you. Plus, personalized service, superior wine, and choice of gourmet meals by renowned Quebec chef Daniel Vazina.
I've had food on just about every airline you can think of. And the meal that I had on the flight that we took when Catherine and Roxy were with me, we went away and we flew club class with Transit. It was the best airplane food I've ever had in my life.
2-piece baggage allowance, rapid check-in counter, priority boarding, and baggage service. Listen, club class is what it's all about. Visit airtransat.com. Todd, welcome to the Roz Mocha Show. What can we do for you today?
I've got a dad question for you two guys.
A bad question?
Oh, a dad. D-A-D, dad.
Dad question. Okay.
I thought he said a bat question. I was like, geez, I mean, I'm no expert, but I can try.
Let me wiki this real quick.
So I've got a 11-year-old and a 7-year-old, and my wife is making me bring them to the dentist to get their teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I'm treating them to bacon and eggs and sausage and home fries and pancakes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, you sound like the greatest dad ever.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I wasn't too sure, but my wife doesn't know, so I hope she's not listening right now.
This is one of the, bro, honestly.
And listen. When I'm doing this, I'm being totally honest. It's not for me.
No,
it's not for me. It's all for them, right?
Yeah, listen. This is one of those things that your wife doesn't need to know about.
Perfect. Good.
Okay.
There's a lot of other things too that I have these two kids that she doesn't know about. So.
Yeah.
Wait, like what?
Well, ice cream before supper, like treats anytime they want. A lot of things like that. I guess they get away with.
Okay, so
they're actually in the car right now, laughing their head off.
Okay, well, don't ruin your children. I mean, you can give them treats, but it sounds like you're running a side game to sort of like bring on a lot of health problems here.
I'm trying to get them to like me, I guess, more than my wife. Is that what it kind of sounds like?
Yeah. Wow, damn.
Yeah, but you got to try and do that other ways than besides ice cream and bacon, man. Like, Take him to a movie.
We're Canadian. How else are you going to win a kid's heart without ice cream and bacon?
Jeez, I don't know, man. Get him a beaver. I don't know. Like, what the hell? Put him in a canoe. I don't know.
Get him a beaver. I told you, they're only 7 and 11.
Nah, you sound like a great dad.
Take care, Todd. Thanks so much for listening, man.
Later, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Merrick.
Hey.
How you doing, man? It's Roz and Mocha. All right, so we got quite the interesting message on Instagram from Merrick.
Cool. So let's remind everybody right now here. You wrote us this. This is going to explode. I know it. I don't want to read this because the texting and the calling and everything is just going to explode. So get ready, Mocha.
Okay.
Should guys shave, trim, or leave their armpit hair untouched? Fine, fair enough. However, you go on to say, my fiance wants mine gone, and I think it's unmanly to touch it. Thoughts?
Merrick, have you ever trimmed your armpit hair?
So I have to admit that I did appease my fiance, who I love so dearly, and I did end up trimming. But now going to the gym, I don't know, like there's a bit of me that's a little self-conscious, lifting my arms up and whatever it is. And I don't know if that's affecting masculinity or the manliness. And so I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it.
Okay, so hold on. So did you trim or did you full shave?
No, I just trimmed. I was too scared to shave, but like she wants it gone.
Okay.
Like a wrestler.
Yeah. I will say this. I trim everything on my body, but I will slightly trim my armpit hair because guys who shave their armpits, it's weird. I'm with you. Like if you're at the gym and you're doing like you're it's just weird, dude. Like what's the point? That like there is no sort of point. Now, I think that where this becomes a sort of sticky situation and where everybody's going to have a comment, it's not so much about the armpit hair. It's about the fact that your girlfriend, your fiance, wants it gone.
Off.
How long has your fiance been bringing up the go shave your armpits, or I'd like for you to shave your armpit conversation?
Actually, it's probably been a couple of years. When we're at home doing some R&R, arm around her, if my shirt is off or I'm wearing a sleeveless, she's just like, ew. Oh, get it off. I don't know if they're in her past relationship, if what the guys are doing there, but so.
I don't know when your marriage is going to end, but I know it will.
Is it because you stink? Because I know sometimes, so I trim my armpit hair as well, right?
That's fine.
But I find when it gets long, like especially on them hot ass days, sometimes the pits stink a little bit more when there's hair there.
The hair has nothing to do with it.
As opposed to when it's not.
The hair has nothing to do with it.
Also, I just like the feeling of like not having any hair under there.
You don't go full bald under your arms.
No, not full. I trim it down.
But going full bald under your arms is weird. Yeah. Also, just so everybody knows, your fiance is on hold, so we will talk to her in just a couple of seconds. I have a thing where I don't like any time, whether it's a guy saying it to his woman or a woman saying it to the guy, where they start dictating terms of what they feel comfortable with when it comes to their own appearance or how they dress or how they do their hair. My philosophy has always been, and I'll tell you, every time Catherine has ever got a haircut or dyed it or cut bangs or not bangs, whatever it is, it may seem like a cop-out, but it's genuine. Well, she will say, do you like this? And my immediate thing is, do you feel sexy? Because the only thing I want from her is for her to make decisions about her hair, her clothes, or whatever, where she feels the absolute best.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on it. The only opinion I have is I want you to make choices that make you feel awesome, because that's the person I want to be around.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around somebody who took my opinion on something and then regrets it.
I use a similar line with my wife, Jenna, when she asks an opinion. I always say to her, does it make you happy?
Yeah.
If it does, boom,
fine.
go
I'm
for
happy.
It. Yeah.
What's your fiance's name?
Colleen.
Colleen. Okay. We're gonna get Colleen on here. I want you to do something for me. We're gonna talk to her for a couple of seconds, and I want you to tell her, listen, I have talked to Roz Mocha, and I will 100% shave my armpits to appease you on the condition that you grow yours out.
Yep, got it. Let's do it.
Okay, right. Let's do it.
Let's get Colleen on the phone.
Okay.
Yo, Colleen, it's Roz Mocha. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
What's your beef with armpit hair?
I just think it's kind of gross.
What's gross about it, though?
Well, I don't really
don't really know specifically, but I think it stems from I was a swimmer and then a water polo player. So all the guys that I've been around growing up, never had underarm hair because it's just part of the culture of that sport.
Yeah.
Married was my first relationship with lots of underarm hair, so I always thought it was kind of weird.
But where do you sort of like get off being like dictating like personal appearance stuff?
So that comes across real harsh.
Well,
it was more just like an inquiry / personal preference.
If you guys are on the couch and he puts his arm around you, do you not recoil with grossness?
Well, he doesn't always wear like no sleeves, so it's not like I notice if he's in like long sleeve or like a t-shirt.
Okay, so hold on here, Merrick.
Yeah, but he's going. Merrick's going to the gym. He's getting swole. Obviously, he's going to want to wear cutoffs because he wants to show off them guns.
He feels self-conscious if he shaves it all off, though. Don't you want him to feel his best?
No, I know. I didn't say he has to shave it all off. I just prefer when it's a little bit more trimmed.
Merrick, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what would you like to say to Colleen right now?
I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you. And I understand how armpit hair is going to make you feel. So I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm more than happy to shave my armpit hair for you. But I want you to grow yours out.
No.
Why not? He likes it. We got it out of him. He's a huge fan of armpit hair on ladies.
Okay, that's fair because I already am lucky and did laser hair removal, so my underarm hair won't grow. So this is a win-win.
Okay, then let's start talking other hair then.
Sure, leg hair.
Okay, deal.
Oh, right.
Because I already have strategies to take care of that situation long term. So.
You're a lie. Stop. Listen, man. Merrick is like, he doesn't feel good at the gym when he shaves his pits.
Yeah, he gets all self-conscious and stuff.
It's not cool. Just let the man let the man have his armpit hair, for God's sake. Okay? Merrick, do you want to say anything?
I can't wait to see those legs.
Are you a blonde, Colleen, or no?
No.
Oh, good. There we go.
That leg hair going to be growing in real dark. All right, Colleen, Merrick, thanks very much. We love you guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A lot of reaction to Merrick and Colleen's story. Colleen wants Merrick to shave his pits. Merrick don't wanna because he
shouldn't have to.
He says that he did it a little bit just to appease Colleen, his fiance.
Yeah,
but he's very self-conscious about it now.
Yes,
because he goes to the gym and he wears the cutoffs and he don't want to lift his arms up.
Right.
Which to me, he can't do shoulder presses.
No, nobody should.
He can't get on a bench.
No, nobody should be dictating those types of things.
He can't do the dips.
It's super weird to do.
You can't do anything. Lunges. No. You put your hands on your hips.
Can't do anything. You can't wave at anybody.
You can't wave. You can't
say
what's
friend.
up.
No. High fives are out of the question.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right. So what's the reaction?
The texts are coming in. Shave that S. I'm a guy.
Oh.
Somebody else wrote, trim. Keep it tidy, please. Somebody else wrote, oh man, take it to a number 2. That's my rule at minimum. Number 2 on the on the trimmer.
Yeah.
Don't shave. You aren't a woman, but you can't look like a beast. And while you're at it, manscape everything. Somebody else wrote, this is horrible. First off, she needs to leave him alone. Second, if it really bugged her, get rid of it. I'm sure she does a lot of painful grooming for him. Just saying.
No, she doesn't do it for him. She does it for herself.
Somebody else wrote, I've been shaving / waxing my armpits and other parts since high school.
Because can I tell you why that statement is BS, that she does a lot of painful grooming for him? Because if him, turned around to her, the she, and was like, you know what? Let it all go. That's what I'm into. You think that she would?
No.
No. Absolutely not.
Sabrina wrote this. Tell her it's 2019. Find a woman if you don't want no armpit hair. A man should always have armpit hair unless they just don't like it themselves. Women are crazy.
Wow. People got some thoughts on this.
Yeah. My bird got kid. No, not that one.
My bird.
We have so many texts. There's one mixed in here that said my bird got
relate
kidnapped.
to this, but Maurie, Damnit Maurie, hello.
Hi, how are you?
As somebody who gets dictated heavily in your relationship on what you can and cannot do, can and cannot wear, how you should and should not look, which part of this sort of domestic squabble do you identify with?
Oh, I'm told to shave my underarms often, but I just haven't gotten to it in a long time.
But like when you say shaved, does Matthew want it trimmed? Because I wonder what it's like for two guys.
Oh, trimmed. But the problem is that when I do it, I take it down to like nothing.
Okay, but
just so that it lasts, so I don't have to do it for a lot longer.
So does he have a problem with that, or do you have the problem with that?
Oh, he has a problem with that.
With no hair.
No hair. Yeah.
Right. Because you look too athletic, right?
Oh, no, he says, I don't want to be with a child.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Do you want to see?
No, somebody else wrote, my girlfriend doesn't like me having a beard. That's way worse.
Yeah. Oh, that's another problem that people have too, is facial hair.
Okay, I'm going to read one, and I apologize to everybody out there.
Yeah.
If you just ate something or you're in the middle of eating.
By the way, we talked to a couple earlier, if you're just joining us, who she wanted him to shave his armpits because she found it gross, and that all exploded. So what is this text?
OMG, I love my husband's pit hair.
Oh.
I smell it even at the end of the day.
Oh.
That comes to us from Rita.
Whoa,
Some people are into that.
Rita. Like, what, she gets right in there and smells it, or she just can smell it?
I don't know. I assume she likes the smell so much that she sticks her nose
right in
into
there,
the pit
during
and
a
does
hug.
a deep...
Oh, man.
That's what I think.
Get Rita on the phone. I need to talk to this freak. Rita,
Somebody
you're
else
next.
Wrote, I'm a woman. I would much prefer you leave it alone. Don't shave. So... the comments are, for every yes, let it grow.
Yeah.
There's a no, you got to shave it. Yeah.
Interesting. Split.
So thank you to everybody who texted in.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So everybody's out in Mississauga yesterday, huh?
But no, there was a big celebration happening. Bianca Andreescu.
Yeah, man.
Can I tell you one thing I was disappointed at?
Sure.
And if anybody knows Bianca, please pass this message on to her.
Yeah.
The other day, she put out on, I think it was on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe both. She finally got the WWE Women's title with the U.S. Open emblem on the side that Triple H had tweeted out saying, yo, congrats, Bianca, we're sending this to you.
Right.
So she finally got it.
Yeah.
She didn't even wear it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, Bianca, this is the belt is there for you.
Well, she sort of has another one, like another...
No, like drape it over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Come on out onto that stage.
I don't know, man.
Standing there next to Mayor Tory looking like a pimp with his cane.
It's like...
How do you break his foot anyway? What did he do?
Tore his Achilles.
Doing what? Playing ball? Probably.
I don't know what he did, man. But that's no joke, that injury. When you tear your Achilles, oof. You have to go around on one of those scooters where you put your leg up on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's no joke, though. Healing, getting over an Achilles injury it's a long, long, long haul, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that cane's kind of dope. But everybody seemed happy last night. It seemed really political to me. Like, it seemed like there was a lot of like politicking, not necessarily that Trudeau went up and used it as a campaign stop, but he didn't not do that. But he sort of kept things, from what I understand, the feeling was that he sort of kept things on to limited as far as making it at least appear as a campaign stop. But I don't know. It didn't seem like there was a lot of like
hoopla.
Yeah, it seemed like she went to like, it seemed, remember when you were a kid and like your parents would have a party and like all the adults were celebrating and you were just kind of like, well, I guess this is fun.
Yeah.
Not to mention Mayor Bonnie Crombie announced by name everyone in her council.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Don't do that.
Yeah. There was a lot of that. Like it sort of didn't seem like.
It was more for the politicians there, as it was for Bianca.
Yeah, it
and
was
that big celebration.
It was odd to me. Like there just wasn't enough, and I get it that when you compare it to even something like the Raptors, where the Raptors had this long sort of. They had this long season where everybody was along for the ride. A lot of people didn't really know who Bianca Andreescu was before that weekend, right? We all everybody got dialed into that after she won, though. But it just didn't seem like it was for her. And I don't know, and I can't point to any real massive details about that, but I don't know. It just seemed off to me. There was something about it that just seemed.
It was also very quick, really.
Sort of off. That's fine. I'm fine with quick, man. I got no problem with that. How long was it?
About an hour.
Yeah.
After all the speeches.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. So she got up to the mic and said what?
Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. I never thought I would have my own parade before, let alone the key to the city and a street named after me. I have to thank Mayor Bonnie Crombie for everything and her team and the city of Mississauga for putting this together. Thank you.
And I feel like, and Hazel was there too, right? Yeah. And Hazel has been the champion of Mississauga forever. Love her, right? And I'm just, there's a part of me where I'm like, God,
Like you wish she was the mayor?
Yes.
Now still for this particular moment?
And I do. And there's nothing. Listen, Bonnie Crombie, whatever. That's fine. But I just sort of wish that this was a Hazel moment. Yeah. Because Hazel was the champion of Mississauga forever. And she was such a great champion.
But at least she was there. There was awesome that they brought her up on stage.
I know. But you sort of wish this on, you wish this on Hazel. Yeah. You wish that she was part of this win as opposed to, on the guest list. Yeah. I don't know.
I still wish Bianca showed up with that WWE title. Here's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Right? That's a big ass belt.
That is. It's too heavy though, man. You can't wear that.
No way.
But that's like.
But today is Bianca Andreescu Day, by the way.
It is?
The mayor proclaimed it.
Like in Toronto or Mississauga?
In Toronto.
Yeah. Here's what Mayor Tory had to say yesterday in Mississauga.
I'm very pleased to say that tomorrow in the city of Toronto, and unfortunately I can't tell people they don't have to go to work or that they get free rides on the TTC or whatever, but tomorrow we have proclaimed Bianca Andreescu Day in the city of Toronto. We want to be in on this. Not too many people get their own day, so you should come on out and get this, Bianca.
They should do free transit.
If you want to ride for free on the subway, you can, but nobody else can. And we are proud of you. Thank you very much.
Damn. Thanks, Mayor.
Jeez.
You have to say it like that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello. It's Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
David. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Not bad. Got a question. Did you guys watch the Bianca celebration yesterday?
I watched some of it. Why? I just saw some stuff online. Why?
Well, I was just kind of curious. You know how she was presented by Drake, some swag, but was it me or was it a little, lame what they actually gave her? Do you think he actually said, this is from him for her?
Maurie has a theory. Maurie has a theory about this.
Explain what happened.
Okay, so I guess at some point, who said it? The mayor,
Bonnie Crombie said, hey, Drake's been in touch and he sent a gift bag. Okay. And it was like a OVO shopping bag, and inside was a hat, a mini T-shirt, like a hoodie.
What do you mean a mini T-shirt?
Like one that doesn't go down, like
a hat.
A crop top. Okay,
yeah.
And like a hoodie and stuff, but. And it was all in plastic, like the shirt was still plastic wrapped and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just seems as though there's no way Drake sent that, because then he would have done a custom blazer or a custom bomber jacket. It's obvious that they sent somebody from the city's office across the street to the mall to buy some stuff from the OVO store.
So you think so?
That's what I thought.
And Maurie thought that Maurie's theory is that Drake, and that the whole line about Drake called and he said that he was sending this over. You don't even believe that.
No, because then there would be a video message.
Right, yeah. Like Drake called Bonnie Crombie and said, hey, I'm going to send something to you. So Maurie thinks that she was just name dropping Drake for clout, and that the text thing didn't actually happen. They just showed up. They took it upon themselves to give her OVO gear. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's the way Maurie said it looked like it played out. Did you get that sense too, man?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, yeah. And even her reactions, like when she pulled up, it was a water bottle. I was like, really? Drake's going to give her a water bottle?
Right, yeah.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people found that fishy.
You know what? I agree with Maurie. I think it was just a little staged, but I wouldn't even brought it up. And I think at the opening game for the Raptors, she's going to be there probably.
Oh, she'll be at a bunch of those games. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Drake's going to probably do something with her.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, but no, you're not the only one. A lot of people found that fishy, and I don't know why we should care. But I think that I don't. There's just something about that when somebody goes, so and so called and they said that they wanted to give you something. Like if that legitimately happened, the payoff was kind of lame because it was like a crop top and a water bottle. But if it didn't happen and they just did that, that's weird to me.
Exactly.
Like it's weird, right?
It wouldn't be in a OVO shopping bag.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
So you think that they went to the mall and bought everything?
Yes.
Yeah. It still had the tags.
They used the corporate card.
Come on, it didn't have tags.
Yes, it did.
Did it?
Seriously,
Yes.
if you watch it, you'll actually see the tags are still on there.
Man.
Anyway, thank you guys. Have a great day.
Right on, bro.
Take care, bro.
Okay, bye.
Yo, which water bottle was it?
It was this one right here.
This red one?
Yeah.
It's 'cause I have the OVO app. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I like to just see what new things drop and how much they cost or whatever.
Yeah.
So the red OVO water bottle that Bianca Andreescu got yesterday, according to Mayor Bonnie Crombie from Drake, it's an $18 water bottle. This looks like a regular plastic water bottle with OVO.
Oh, like it's not a Berkey or anything like
Scripted on the
that? It's
side.
just a regular...
It's a regular plastic bottle.
Jeez,
$18. And then what? A t-shirt?
The crop top.
Super weird if that was the case. And I don't know, I don't want to make a big deal out of it because to me that sounds really just super petty.
This one?
I don't know I don't know what's more petty.
Yeah.
$48.
I don't know what's more petty, us making a big deal out of it or if they made a big deal out of it. Like I don't know which is more petty. I don't know. I'm torn on this. Like I really want to go off on it, but I feel extremely petty going off on it. I really do.
I mean, personally, I don't care.
No, neither do I. Why you gotta make me care about this stuff, Maury? I don't actually care. Thank you. That's the feeling I'm feeling, is not caring.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hey, Heather, it's Roz Mocha.
Hi.
Oh, girl, I feel for you. We're going to try to help fix your life, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Heather, you wrote us this. Roz Mocha FML. I've been with my boyfriend now for 7 years, and we have a 3-year-old son together. My boyfriend quit his job and said he wanted a break for a month. He's been unemployed now for over a year. I am drowning in bills. I pay for groceries, gas, and daycare. He won't even watch our son, even though he's off work. He says he gets too overwhelmed and can't watch him that long. I'm going crazy, and I don't know what to do. I am unhappy, and and tired of seeing my boyfriend not working or even trying to get a job. I am scared to break up with him because my son loves his dad being at home. Please help. Oy, oy, oy.
So, Heather, when was the last time you had a conversation with your boyfriend about the situation?
Not long ago. We kind of argue about it a lot, I always tell him he should have a job and be helping out more, and then we just get in an argument and I don't bring it up for like another month or so.
But what's his reason behind not wanting to get a job? What is he saying to you when you say to him, listen, you quit your job, we got all these bills and I'm paying for everything, including putting clothes on our son's back?
I know. He just keeps saying he wants a job, but then he puts no effort into getting one. So I'm like, how do you want one and you don't try?
Yeah, it's when people sort of refuse to work in these situations, it's usually based on a few different factors. One, oftentimes they've lost a job or they leave a job that they're unhappy, and then other opportunities that are presented to them, they sort of feel like maybe they're beneath them, and then what it becomes is a self-esteem issue, right? And dealing with a self-esteem issue with somebody who doesn't want to work is different than dealing with somebody who is, say, stubborn, right? You got to kind of figure that out. And then other times when somebody doesn't want to work, they may have the attitude of, hey, listen, for all those years that I worked and I was the primary breadwinner in here, guess what? I lost my job. It's your turn. Stop complaining. A lot of people have that attitude sometimes in these situations.
Right.
So you have to figure out, have you had a conversation? It's not necessarily about the bills and everything else, but where does his reluctance or absolute refusal to A, work, and 2, if he is home, look after your kid come from? Why has he completely checked out of not only yours and the kid's life, but also his own life and doesn't want to work?
I'm really not sure. He just keeps saying that, he hated all of his jobs he's worked, and I said, why don't you try getting one that you actually like? But he says, I don't know what I want to do. I want to work for myself. And I'm like, well, that's kind of difficult.
Well, what is he? But a lot of people would like to work for themselves, but what does he do?
I don't know. He doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
He just keeps trying to build the business.
Does he have a business plan?
No, he just keeps trying to do online things.
Wait, so here's something I need to know, Heather. When you are having these conversations, are you telling him that you're unhappy?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's his response to hearing you say that you're unhappy with the relationship and the way that your life is right now?
He just keeps saying that, it's not his fault and stuff for not getting a job, that he's tried a few times. Then he just says that I should just leave if I'm unhappy and stuff.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Well,
wait, and what does he do all day anyway when he's at home by himself?
I don't know. He cleans the house and stuff, but that's it, and goes to the gym.
How old? And your kid is how old? Is the kid in daycare or no?
Yeah, he's in daycare. He's 3.
Is it full day daycare?
Yeah.
Okay, so who drops the kid off in the morning?
I do.
You do. Okay, and who picks the kid up at night?
I do.
You do. You guys need to figure out, I would say, what this root sort of cause is. Is he dealing with any sort of depression? Is he, because it seems like when it comes up, he doesn't react rationally. He's lashing out saying, well, if you don't like it, leave. But if that's the situation, okay, if he doesn't like it, leave. Right. So what? You're supposed to leave and take the kid and go where?
I know. I don't know.
It sounds to me like he wants you to leave.
I know. That's what I thought. And then I broke up with him for a while, a week and a half, a couple months ago. And then he said he wanted to get back together again. So I didn't know.
Okay. Well, here's the one thing that you can't, the only job that you have and the only job that he has in life, okay, the one that counts, the most important job is to not screw up your kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And you guys living in this situation where neither of you are happy, and it's not about happiness, okay? Happiness is you can be happy some days, everything else. What this is going to breed is incredible resentment towards each other, especially you towards him. But when there is deep, deep resentment of just their entire existence because you feel that you as a person and as a mom and as a partner are 100% there to be taken advantage of. Okay. If he felt bad for not working, if he went out one day and was like, God, you know what? I did this job. I was on a construction site. I worked my ass off. It's not for me, but here I made $100. I'm going to go out tomorrow. I'm going to try a different place. If there was an effort that was going out the door with him every morning, you would feel different. But all he's doing is just taking advantage of you.
Wait, are you also paying for his gym membership?
No, but his parents are.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I would say that his job is to not screw up the kid. It sounds like right now you're kind of going down that road to deep resentment, and you need to make some decisions. Don't wait for him to make a decision. You need to make a decision.
That's true.
I'm going to tell you right now, okay? If this does come to you guys separating or whatever it is, right?
Right.
You don't leave, he leaves.
Okay.
If he needs help him get help. If he needs to sit down and talk to somebody to figure out where this kind of rut started and this insecurity came from and why he's just refusing to be an active participant in his own family, that needs to be figured out.
You don't even want to know at the beginning of this conversation what I was going to say, Heather.
Yeah.
Our conversation would have ended immediately.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say your man is trash and you need to leave that guy.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I would have said the same thing, and I hope Mocha would have said the same thing, even if the roles were different. If we were talking to a husband right now about his lousy wife.
Oh, yeah.
My advice would be the same, which is the person is the parent of your kid, you're co-parenting, you're both screwing up the kid right now, and he's going to be in your life forever, so you need to kick his ass in multiple directions. The first one is to figure out what the hell is going on and why he doesn't want to be part of his own family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Hello.
Corrine, okay.
Yes.
We want to make sure that you're okay.
Okay,
Roz, here's the text that we got from Corrine.
Okay.
OMG, OMG, OMG. I'm transitioning my daughter into daycare right now. So I just dropped her off and sitting here in my car to see how she does without me for a couple of hours. I think I am freaking out more than she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing right now? Where are you? How close are you? How close?
I'm in my car.
Are you like in the daycare parking lot?
Yeah. So they recommend a transitioning period. So like 2 or 3 days before the actual start date.
The test
just
drive.
come in with her for 2 hours.
Yeah.
See how she interacts with the other kids. I'm just going to leave her there. I'm going to come outside. She can't see me. Let's see how she does, you know?
Is she your first?
Yes.
The reason why we wanted to call you is so that I could tell you that I know exactly what you're feeling right now, because this is what Jen and I went through the first week of school when we took Cruz for his first day, and going through those first few days of taking him there, picking him up, taking him there, picking him up, because he's still at this age. He's only 2. He doesn't understand fully. I think maybe now he gets it because it's been more than a couple of days, right? He gets that he has to go to school and he has teachers and he's got friends there and they do activities and stuff like that. But oh man, even now still, like some days Jenna will text me and say like he was crying when I took him in, or he looked sad when he went in, or like she was feeling sad. And like for me, when I, sit here doing the show with you guys, I still get emotional thinking about him being there, and like what if he's upset, or what if he's like crying and I'm not there to help save the day, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I looked at her as I was leaving. I was like, okay, bye, I love you. And she like the look on her face, like she wasn't crying, but her face was just like, what's happening?
They don't know what's happening.
Confused, right?
What's going on?
She looked really confused. She's just like,
I'll tell you what you guys both have to look forward to, which is you're going to build a little routine, right? September, October, November, December, you're going to build a routine. The kid's going to get used to it. You're going to stop. There's going to be very few times that you drop them off. There's going to be very few tears when you pick up. It's going to be nothing but joy when they see them. And then everything shuts down for Christmas break and the kid forgets all about daycare.
oh God.
Oh no,
And then you got to start all over again, because in their head it's just over. We did that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was fun.
It was fun. Thanks.
Oh no.
Thank you for that.
First Christmas break, I didn't even think about that. Corinne, what are we going to do?
Thank you for that, Roz. Thank you so much.
No, you guys, you're doing the right thing. Mocha's doing the right thing. You hanging out in the parking lot is exactly what you should be doing. Mocha worrying throughout the show today that he's not there to fix things is exactly what he should be doing, because those are normal feelings that you should have about the kids you love, man.
Well, Corinne, if it makes you feel any better, just know that you and I, as well as like millions of parents who are listening right now who took their firstborn to daycare or school for the first time this school year, we are all in this together, and we're going to experience these feelings together, and we all have each other's back, okay?
Yes.
All right, stay strong, girl. You know we love you.
Thank you.
All right, Corinne, take care.
Car.
I know. Until 11 a.m., bro. That's a long time.
Sitting in the car.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What do you consider to be simple pleasures?
Oh, like the smell of a good book.
I guess that would be a simple pleasure. Okay.
I thought you were going to say like flower or something. Smell of a good book?
I love
Not
the
even
smell
a new book, but
Yeah, I love the smell of a used old vintage book.
Right. What do bad books smell like? Mashed potatoes, peas, and lime. Okay, so they ask people to sort of rank your quote unquote simple pleasures.
Okay.
Like finding a quarter.
Okay, yeah. Finding a quarter for sure. Can I give you a couple of examples, Maurie?
Yes,
and then maybe just to put you on the right path from the smell of a good book
a quarter
and finding a quarter. Taking a long hot shower. Like having the just freedom in a day to where your life allows you to just take a long hot shower. Right?
Yes.
Simple pleasure. A comfortable bed is a simple pleasure.
Fresh sheets.
Being able to sleep in with no alarm is a simple pleasure. Okay, Maurie.
Finding a $5 bill in your winter coat.
No, that's not a simple pleasure. That is actually your money. You're finding your own money. Okay? All right? You already worked the hours and got paid. You just lost $5 and then found it.
Simple pleasure. Could the that first sip of coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be considered a simple pleasure?
That could be 100% a simple pleasure. Going to the movies is on the list.
yes.
Watching the sunrise or the sunset is on the list.
Down.
Oh, waking up and you realize you still have a half hour left to sleep.
Sure, that is a simple pleasure. Holding hands with someone you love, they say, is a simple pleasure.
Yeah, okay.
What?
No, yeah.
Oh, because that's right. You and Matthew don't hold hands.
No.
Right.
Not even at home, huh?
No.
You never sit on the couch and hold hands?
No.
Really?
No, it's too hot in here. I don't like weight.
Wait, he says that to you?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I don't
Really?
like weight. Like because your arm would be on
Yeah, like
his
too much
arm?
weight on me.
Too much weight.
Do you ever, like, if you're watching your favorite show, just, like, lean over and maybe put your head on his shoulder and, like, try to...
Yeah, and if
try
he
to hold his
doesn't
hand?
notice, I could get a good 2 minutes into that.
How does he not notice?
Because if he's sleeping or if he's into the show. Okay, simple pleasures. My head on Matthew's shoulder.
Yeah. Buying new clothes is a
Yes.
simple pleasure. That's number 4 on the
The
list.
smell of a packaged toy.
Eating ice cream is a simple pleasure, they say. Cooking your favorite meal. But what is the number one simple pleasure that people say they get the most out of it?
Oh, a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, a kiss with your loved one?
No, listening to your favorite music.
Oh, okay.
Not a free quarter?
No, not a... No. Again, Maury, it's probably your money. Okay?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Chris, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. What's going on?
Not much. I just want to call and thank you guys for the podcast because it helped keep my sanity on a road trip I was on a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Where were you going? Where are you going from and heading to?
So I'll give you the road map. It was Mississauga to Savannah, Georgia.
Ooh,
and then Savannah, Georgia to Naples, Florida, back up to Atlanta, back to Tennessee, and then back home.
Hold on. For what? For work?
No, just to visit family and friends.
Damn. How long is that drive?
Mississauga to Savannah was about 16 hours.
Yeah.
16? And then you still had to travel over to Florida?
Yeah.
Holy.
So how much of the podcast did you get through?
I got through about, I'd say, 8 episodes, and I listened to the games episode about 4 times.
That's crazy, dude. Holy. And were you traveling solo or you had people with you in the car?
No, I had my fiance with me for most of the, like it was just the two of us for most of it, and then her brother joined us for the last couple legs. He flew down to Atlanta, so.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. When you're traveling that long of a distance, you have the people in the car with you and stuff. Does anyone pitch in for gas, like the family you're visiting?
Not the family we're visiting, no. We had our own money sort of saved up for gas.
What, you think that like they're going to show up at somebody's house and ask for gas money? Hey, we're here. Can you pay for
like
gas?
if we're like, hey, I'm going to drive to Savannah, Georgia to visit you. I think that it would be a nice thing to do, like say, hey, that's awesome. I'll give you some gas money.
But that would be like if somebody came to visit you for Christmas and then they asked you for money for their plane ticket.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I just think that if you're going to drive that far of a distance, then they should at least offer the gas money.
No, that no world does that happen.
When you and Matthew flew to Portugal to go visit Matthew's family, did you ask them for money to go towards your plane tickets?
No, but they put us up and cooked for us. So the room and board, like they covered the food and the bed.
Yeah, but you didn't ask them for money.
No, because they were giving us food. I'm just wondering, like if I'm going to drive to Savannah, Georgia, I just think that at least pitch in $40.
Jesus.
So are your fiance and her brother like fans of the Roz and Mocha Show as well?
Yep, they are.
Oh, okay. So it's not like they were being forced to listen to the podcast and asking who these weirdos are on the radio.
No, but it was kind of uncomfortable for my fiance trying to sleep at 3 a.m. where I'm howling because one of you guys is getting pinched.
Those games episodes, they get you.
They do.
And I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I think Roz is getting hosed with Mel charades.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
No. He's just not
Thank
bad
you.
at playing the game.
No. I may be that bad, but I don't think you're that good.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You just can't take the fact that I'm better than you at something.
That's aside from all this, though. That's a whole separate. That's a whole separate issue. Yeah, that's a whole separate issue.
You just don't like losing.
No.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate the dedication. We appreciate your love for the podcast. And we just can't thank you enough for your support, man.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking my call. I really do.
And between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Man. See, you guys asked me this the last time I called, and I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence again.
Who did you say the last time?
Mocha.
Oh.
So who is it this time then?
he's on the fence. What did Mocha do to you?
I can't.
Mocha's no longer the man's favorite. This is big
come
news.
on, Chris.
This is big news.
You got to pick. You know how this works. You said my name the last time.
You know how many times people said my name the last time and I didn't get a response from them?
Oh, damn, Chris.
Bitter much?
Say my name, Chris. You know you want to.
Roz.
Yeah. Oh! Hello
Really?
and new.
What changed? What changed, Chris?
No charades. I felt bad.
Oh.
Is that a pity?
No. Honestly, it's because I listen to a lot of the Fix My Life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because you guys actually helped me get through a really rough time a few years ago. My grandmother passed away and stuff like that. And listening to a lot of Roz's advice was like somebody who sort of helped me get through a rough time. So I kind of gravitated towards that.
Jeez, man, you were so lucky. Mocha was just about to go in on you until you whipped out the dead relative.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to actually physically whip them out because that would have been even more weird. But
that's what she said.
Mocha was just about to lay into you, and now he's like, "Oh man."
Yeah, I can't, Chris. Chris, you know we love you, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, where to begin?
I don't even know. I'm as interested in
celebrity birthdays,
Justin Trudeau, as I am in Cody Lee winning America's Got Talent. Like, I just
man, did we not say yesterday?
I know.
Sure, like collectively, everybody watching HET this season were like, he's got to win. He's got to win.
But there was that other kid too, right? So there was this other kid. I don't remember his name, who played the violin. And he's like one of those, you see them all over YouTube where he's one of these people that plays the violin over top of like contemporary songs, right?
Yeah.
And he's really good, but he's also a little kid. And I think that he overcame cancer. And on the first night of the finale, Simon Cowell told him that Beyonce personally cleared a Destiny's Child song for him to perform.
Tyler Butler's his name.
Tyler Butler, thank you. That Beyonce personally cleared a Destiny's Child song because she does not do that.
Wow.
Right? So she personally gave him permission to do the song in the finale to sort of put him up.
No to some of these kids.
Okay, right.
Some of these stories that you see on the show, right?
And this is the great thing about America's Got Talent is that it's not a situation where you can reward everybody. Somebody has to lose. Like when you're going in there and you load that stage up with all these incredible stories that are heartbreaking and beautiful.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to win and the rest are going to lose.
Yeah. If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby said it. Cody Lee performing with Leona Lewis last night.
Right.
Kid's voice, I get friggin' goosebumps.
I know. And when they announced his name last night, he was so happy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
the winner
God.
of the $1 million and the star of the headline show in Las Vegas is Cody Lee!
Oh,
right?
man.
Yeah, and if you don't know his story, he's blind, he's autistic, and his mom is always there with him, and but yeah, every time he sat down to sing at the piano, it's like instant goosebumps. Like he's so crazy.
And now he's going to be living that Vegas lifestyle.
Right? Yeah, but could you imagine? It's so I find that so hysterical that you take a kid like Cody Lee, who's the absolute he's the most pure human being that I've seen.
The most innocent of innocent.
I think in my life, and you're
sending him to.
Maybe he'll change it. Maybe that's what Vegas needs. Maybe Vegas needs a Cody Lee. For every Carrot Top, you got to have a Cody Lee.
No, but Cody Lee does not need what Vegas offers.
For every topless review, you got to have a Cody Lee.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix.
Roz and Mocha got you.
You, what's up, princess?
Hey, not much. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
All right.
So, Princess, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha FML. After selling our condo in April, my husband, 3 kids, and the dog and I have been living with my in-laws in their 2-bedroom condo. The deal was we would get the master bedroom, but instead we're in the small room. My husband and I sleep on the floor on top of comforters while the kids sleep on the futon. We've been searching for anything with 3 bedrooms, but the housing market is so expensive. My father-in-law has walked in on me naked while I was changing and didn't apologize or even close the door. He just stared at me. What can I do to get them to give us the bigger room and to create some boundaries while we are there? How did you wind up there? Why'd you sell your condo?
The maintenance was way too high. Like, when we bought, it was at $500, and then when we sold, it was at $750. Like, we couldn't keep up.
Right. See,
with
that
the maintenance fees.
that's the problem with it's a very common problem, and that is when you look at these condos or these houses where you're like, okay, yeah, you do the math and you sit down with somebody at the bank or a mortgage lender, and they're like, okay, you can figure this out, and then the condo fees and the taxes are this, and then you guys do your math, and you're like, yeah, we got that, but that's your max.
Yeah.
You should never get into a situation where an extra $200 a month is going to put you guys out of a house. Nobody should ever put themselves in that position.
I feel like we rushed into it because even before we bought the condo, we were living with them.
And you're continuously looking for a place to live?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Now we're desperate, so we're looking even for rentals.
Talk to us about the agreement that you guys had going into this with your in-laws, how was it agreed that you guys would get the master?
Well, my mother-in-law's like, instead of looking for a rental, just come here, we'll give you the master bedroom. And then as soon as we got here, my father-in-law's like, I don't want to give up the master bedroom. Just give them Jarek's room, which is my husband's little brother. So,
well, I don't think, I mean, you're living in their place, so I think that they can call the shots as to which room that you get. I don't think at this point you're going to be able to get the master bedroom. Now,
But they did say, though.
They said.
They made the decision to move in there because they said that they could get the master.
So the next thing I was going to say is, what is your husband's opinion on the entire situation? And has your husband brought up with his parents that, hey, before we moved in here, you guys said we could get the master bedroom?
no, he hasn't. He's been kind of quiet about it.
Well,
but like, I spoke to his sister, and his sister even tried talking like to his parents, and his dad's stubborn.
Well, he's got to have that conversation. If that was
Yeah.
agreed upon, even if it doesn't happen, you need to have that conversation. Like, he needs to have that conversation. He's got to sack up.
Why
and,
is he
and
not
sit his
saying
pants
anything
down.
to his parents? Is he scared of them?
I think so.
Yeah. Also, you're in a completely vulnerable situation. You had to go. You're grown, and you had to go back and ask your parents if you can move your entire 5-person family into their 2-bedroom condo.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You don't want to rock the boat. You want to feel grateful and fortunate for what you have. But if there was an agreement, there was an agreement. Where are you guys looking? Like, are you trying to stay in the city? Is that the deal?
We're trying to stay in Mississauga.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Mississauga's pretty expensive, though.
For myself, I'm open-minded to move, like, even to Brantford or Windsor, because it is cheaper there, but the jobs, right?
Yeah. Plus, your kids go to
For me,
school,
I
right?
I work for Tim Hortons, so
Yeah.
I can transfer. The kids, they'll adapt.
And can he find a job if you guys moved or no?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. He works for Canada Post.
Oh, my God.
So
Yeah.
what is
And
listen?
I'm like, why are we still here?
Yeah, I think you need to have a sit down with your husband first and foremost.
You know what? I'm so stressed. I throw up.
There's so many beautiful, like, little communities, like, outside of Toronto, but there's still a quick train ride back into the city or back in to see your in-laws or whatever. Like, look around. Like, geez, even if you went out to, like, parts of, Halton, there's some great little areas out there that are on the GO line that are just, like, go farther. Like, look in and around, like, rural outside of Guelph even. Like all those places, man. Like, there's some really beautiful places out there. Great places to raise a kid. If you can transfer to a different Tim Hortons, he's got a union job with the post office and has a little bit of freedom to move. What in the hell are you waiting for?
Know. I know. I want to go.
I think you got a husband problem. You don't have in-law problems.
I think so. That and, well, both. A bit of both.
Well,
No
I think
privacy.
it stems. Well, I mean, your father-in-law walked in on you naked. Like, what did your husband say about that?
Oh my gosh, he spoke to him about it.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened so far, knock on wood.
Right.
I'm just done because, like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Princess, I think you need to have a sit down with your husband.
Yeah.
Privately, outside of the condo with no distractions and face to face and lay it all out on the line. Everything on the table.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure.
Yeah, you guys don't have an apartment problem. You have like a life problem. You got to change you have to change your life as opposed to just find a 3-bedroom. Like you guys got to make, you have to make some big decisions here. If you do find a place, it's never going to get cheaper. It's only going to get more expensive. And if $200 a month extra put you guys under, it's only a matter of time before it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
You got to change your life. You guys got to come up with a new plan.
Hopefully that helps, Princess.
You got this.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, honey. You have a good day.
Yes, you too.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
I didn't watch any of the stuff on TV last night. I didn't watch Dancing with the Stars. I didn't watch the Beyonce thing.
I was so pissed because our Monday, Tuesday night ritual in the house after we put our son to sleep is to get on the couch together and watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Right.
And we had everything timed right to the minute.
Oh, of course.
And we sat down on the couch.
You're professionals.
It was 7:58.
Yes.
And we sat down at the couch.
Ready to go.
Put it on City.
Come on now.
8 o'clock hits.
Boom.
And it's not Bachelor in Paradise.
What was
because it's supposed to be the finale. It was Dancing with the Stars. And then I switched over to ABC because sometimes ABC shows it on one night and then City will show it on another night, right? And it was the same thing. There was the big debut of Dancing with the Stars.
So what did they do? Did they bump Bachelor in Paradise?
So Bachelor in Paradise, no, is going to air tonight now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now you know your kid's going to be a nightmare and not want to go to bed on time. And you guys are going to be in PBR world.
I watched a little bit of Dancing with the Stars. It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I watched like 30 minutes
I
of it.
noticed that they put Sean Spicer in like the most flamboyant, crazy, bright, puffy shirt, right?
Can I tell you, as soon as I saw him in that outfit, I was like, man, that was so on purpose.
It was totally on purpose. They totally trolled him.
And he was like, and he was
you
probably
are going to
saying,
look ridiculous tonight.
No, and he was probably saying, like, you sure this is all right? And they're like, yeah, listen, it's dancing. All the great dancers do this.
But that's true, though. It is. It's that part of it's not a lie. But you didn't get to wear like the cool. You didn't get to do the Grease theme dance to kick it all off, where they give you a leather jacket and tight jeans.
Right.
They gave you the lime green puffy shirt,
or like the nice loose kind of like tuxedo,
something, or even like a dress as a sailor. You know what I mean? There's still nobility in that. But no, to come out of the gate with that lime green puffy shirt. I couldn't have a better guy. It was so great. But I didn't watch. But I saw that Christy. What happened to Christy Brinkley? She break her arm during rehearsal? Is that
something
the deal?
like that? Yeah.
Man, I didn't know Christy Brinkley was 65.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Christy Brinkley's 65 years old.
Let me double check this. 65.
She does not look 65.
Yeah. So I guess she was in rehearsals. And they performed a move, and then she tripped over her partner's foot, lost her footing. She fell.
It happens.
On her hands, and she looked like she was in terrible pain. So what, her daughter's now stepping in to take over? Explain this to me, Maurie. What's happening here? I don't even know. Is her daughter famous?
Her daughter is a Victoria's Secret model.
Oh.
But a lot of people, Wendy Williams is saying that the breaking of the arm was fake just to get the supermodel on the show.
Oh, just to get the daughter on the show.
Christy Brinkley, she's 65. She fractured her shoulder and her wrist practicing over the weekend. Well, that looked fake as hell. Okay, let me tell you what I see. I don't see a wrist and a shoulder being fractured. But that was real cute. Listen, here's my thought, okay? I think what Christy did was she signed up for Dancing with the Stars knowing that she'd put her daughter Sailor in there. Now, Sailor is beautiful. Sailor is a Sports Illustrated model. But that's not as big as being a Jenner, like a Kendall Jenner.
Oh, here we go.
Wendy Williams.
Her audience is sassy, huh?
Oh, I love it. Very. She could just say hello, and her audience is like,
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So today's the day that all of us Apple stands have been waiting for.
Oh, is it?
Since it was announced like a week and a half ago that the new iPhone 11 Pro Max Supreme Extra Large, huge,
Forget about it.
drops today.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
So I've had the iPhone 10. Is that the new one? The new-ish one? They sent it to me like a month ago. And it's still sitting on my couch in like the bag.
Oh, you didn't use it yet?
I haven't activated it yet.
Why not?
Because I don't like, I'm fine with mine. What is this one that I have? The 8?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, baby.
Oh, okay.
I got no problem. But I'm like, I live vicariously through you when it comes to all the new Apple gear because you always have the best.
Yeah.
You always have the newest and you have the best.
All of it.
You need to.
I need the
Today
iPhone
is your day.
11. I need the Apple Watch.
Yes.
Series 5. I need the new iPad.
Right.
And we're going to head over to the Eaton Center right now to talk to the very first person in line standing in front of the Apple Store.
And we had a conversation as to whether it was going to be like years past, whether it was going to be the mob scene, or does everybody now just order online like you did?
Elijah, what's up, man? It's Roz Mocha.
Hi, I'm pretty good. And yourself?
Good, man. How many people are behind you right now? You're first in line.
Right now there's 3 people behind me.
3?
That's it?
Oh, how times have changed.
Yo, man.
How times have changed.
What time did you show up at Eaton Center to stand in front of the Apple Store for the new iPhone?
3:25.
Okay, and then how long until the next person showed up?
About like an hour later.
Now, did you like at that point? Do you start thinking, do I have the wrong store, or like am I at the wrong door, or do I have the wrong day?
To be honest, I was thinking, I could have used a little extra nap time.
Yeah.
It's funny how this used to be the thing, because we've been doing these calls to people waiting in line at the Eaton Center for years.
Yeah.
Right?
And every single time, the number of people in line have started to go down, down, and down.
Yeah.
And now this morning, there's only 3 people standing in front of the Apple Store.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what's your plan then? They open the gates, you're going to start elbowing the 2 people behind you? And like...
No, there's no need for that. We can be civil.
So what's your plan? What are you going to get?
So I'm planning on getting the iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Yeah.
I originally reserved it for the gold, but I saw the green, and I think I might want the green.
Oh.
So that's why I'm standing in line, because my reservation actually is at 1:30.
Wait, 1:30 this afternoon?
Yeah. So I figured if I came early, I could probably change the color.
Oh, my God. What about the Apple Watch? Are you going to get Series 5 or what?
Yeah, but I don't want to break the budget all in one day.
Okay, so how much is... what are we talking here now? Like, when you saw all this new gear was coming out and you decided on what you were going to get, and Mocha just brought up the new Apple Watch, what are we talking right now? Like, those doors are going to open and you're going to drop what?
I'm doing a trade-in.
Okay.
So my current value for my phone is about $700.
Yeah.
And that will take off... I'll take off $700 off the price.
Okay, hold on. Elijah. Just tell us what you're getting. You're getting the iPhone 11 Pro Max, right?
Yes. 512 gigabytes.
Oh, you're doing the 512, bro. That's $2,000 right there, okay?
2,000.
Before
That's
taxes.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, now are you getting Apple Care?
No.
No
tell
Apple
you,
Care?
That's a
No,
gamble. That's a gamble, bro.
Every single iPhone I've ever had, I've never had an issue with it.
But here's this. I never used to get Apple Care until recently when I got Roxy a MacBook, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I got Apple Care was the guy goes, because it now covers water. We're talking to Elijah, by the way. He's first in line at the mall to get the new Apple stuff.
Okay, so let's just say you get Apple Care, okay? That's $249. So before taxes, you're at $2,249.
Oh.
I usually always get the newer iPhone anyway, every year. So the Apple Care doesn't really matter. If there's an issue with the phone within that year, my warranty covers it.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Well, best of luck to you. It sounds like mayhem down
Thank
there,
you.
Elijah. I don't know if you can hear us
right now
with all the crowd noise behind you, but we wish you luck getting the new one.
I can hear you.
But we wish you luck today, man. Don't get hurt.
I'll try not to get trampled.
Yeah, try not to get trampled. Elijah, what's the first thing you're going to do with that iPhone? Are you going to make a phone call? Are you going to text someone? Are you going to do an email? Or are you going to take a picture with the 3 lenses on the back of that camera?
I'm going to do my second selfie for the day.
Yeah, of course. Welcome to 2019, everybody.
Thanks so much, Elijah.
You're welcome. Bye.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Been watching Dancing with the Stars this week?
I follow Dancing with the Stars like I follow football. You know what I mean? Like I don't actually sit and watch the games, but I'm very interested in the results on Monday morning. Sean Spicer, lightning rod on that show, man. Tom Bergeron, not happy they cast him. A lot of people not happy they cast him. But I'll tell you what happens when you're not a popular person and you go on Dancing with the Stars is they dress you like an idiot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at that point, you have to, right? And if you go through some of the comments on Twitter from this week, the reaction to Sean Spicer on Dancing with the Stars are just terrible. Sean Spicer on the Roz Mocha Show. How's it going, man?
Great. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I need to know, because there was so much heat on you when they cast you. Like even Tom Bergeron, came out and said everything he said. But what is the mood in the room when you show up?
It's actually pretty calm and enjoyable and fun. We practice, every day in the same facility, and it's a great group of folks. So I think there's might be a different perception as to what exists, from what some of the folks in the media present and what we, as a group of individuals, seem to really enjoy each other's company and are rooting for each other and watching each other's practices.
I sort of felt, did you feel like this? Because the shirt that they put you in on episode 1, I thought it was like a little bit of a troll job. Did you feel that it was a little bit of a troll job?
I think it was more of like a payback. It was sort of like, I mean, I was like, look, here's the deal. I mean, I think it was sort of like, all right, if he's going to do this, then we're going to throw him out into the deep end real quick. I did my fitting for this week, and we've gotten back to like closer to reality.
For all the other stars that are on there, you can sort of tell like what their fan base is built on. Like the people that are going to vote for them, they know them from a football team or a show or whatever it is. Your fan base, who are they? Like, are these sort of like Trump fans that are voting for you because they sort of still love Trump and you were part of that whole thing? Or like, where are your fans? What are they fans of? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, so it's mostly my family and some people I met on Instagram.
Okay, so it's your Insta followers and a couple family members.
Sure, like if you can win with like 14 people, I'm there. We actually set up a site called SpicerArnold.com. Obviously my partner's Lindsay Arnold, so it's Spicer Arnold. And just for fun, because of my background being in campaigns, we're like, hey, let's try to make this fun and have a campaign and put an ad up. And so we put our first campaign ad up yesterday. I mean, if you go watch the video, we've had some fun with it. So I think it's a variety of folks. I can tell just by some of the comments that we get that's just people are saying, hey, look, you guys are out there clearly trying to have fun, because it's obvious that I'm no James Vanderbeek when it comes to dancing. And so I think that, there's folks that clearly want some level of entertainment and fun brought to the show that maybe I offer. And so hopefully, they want to see me stay on the show and we'll vote.
What is the most difficult part of the entire process for you, Sean Spicer, of being on Dancing with the Stars? Is it the amount of time it takes for you to practice a routine, or is it performing in front of that live audience?
It's not the time, because, I mean, I think even Lindsay will admit that I'm a pretty driven person when it comes to, okay, tell me what I need to learn. But I just don't, this is not something that comes natural to me at all. Yeah. And so I think, I've watched the other folks practice, and sometimes they might have a little bit harder time learning the steps, but they are gifted at making them pop. I'm the opposite. I can learn the steps really quick. Like, it takes a lot of going, okay, at this one, you really need to lean in or transfer your weight and to make it look like something resembling a dance.
Did Trump tweet anything when you got cast in this, or when you were on the other night?
Not the other night, no. He did initially when I was cast, but the votes don't start until next week. So.
Right. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I imagine somebody like you who's used to those sort of, the regular, suits. They fit like a regular man's suit, supposed to fit like lots of room. I imagine the transition to extremely tight pants was something that you're still getting used to.
Yeah, that's definitely not. I think the other thing is I'm used to buttoning my shirt all the way to the top.
No, man.
I got my first spray tan in my life. They're like, you need to do that. I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
And they were like, because this shirt is going to require. And I was like, oh, again, we're getting into like things that I didn't have to ever think about or deal with in the past.
Yeah, but now you're
nobody
hooked.
told you before you said yes.
Apparently, afterwards, they said, well, you could have said. And I said, well, I didn't know this. That was good.
Hey, Sean Spicer, thanks very much for taking time out of your day to join us on the Roz and Mocha Show today.
You bet, guys. Thank you. Have a great one.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Pat. It's Roz and Mocha. What's up?
Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Me and my daughter saw you. I don't want to say the place because I don't know if you want.
Saw who? Roz or Mocha?
Oh, sorry, Mocha. Sorry, I'm talking to Roz.
Okay.
I saw Mocha.
Okay.
He was with his wife. 100% it was him.
Mm-hmm.
And we contemplated going up to him, but we didn't want to interrupt his, lunch with his wife. And they looked like a really cute couple, by the way. So we decided not to, but now we're like, we might have missed our only chance to meet him. So I was just wondering if we did the right thing, or would he have minded if we came up to him and said hi?
No, Pat, I love meeting people who listen to this show. I have no problem with anyone coming up and saying hi. I know exactly what you're talking about. Saturday, Jenna and I were out in Woodbridge and went to our favorite veal place, California Sandwich.
Oh, you did? Oh, you went to California Sandwich?
Oh, so good.
So
and
good.
you know what? As long as I've been in situations where someone has come up to us at a table where I am either mid-bite or a mouthful of food and my hands are messy.
Yeah.
And someone's like, hey, nice to meet you. And like, the rude thing is to not shake that person's hand, but at the same time, the rude thing is to shake that person's hand when I got veal sandwich all over it.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's a tough thing for, I don't know, it's a tough thing for fans too, because you don't want to be rude, right? You don't want to be like, is this the right place, right time? I get it. People like you and they want to meet you, but I will say this: if it is Mocha, I would 100% encourage people to just go for it.
What table were you at? That place was packed on Saturday.
It?
Oh my God!
We were like at the table right in front of the cash. Actually, I kind of made eye contact with you when you came out of the bathroom because you were walking back to your table. So you may or may not remember me. Obviously, I'm going to remember, but. So, and I was with two girls. They're in the car with me now. They listen to you every day on the way to school because we have like a 30-minute commute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody knows not to call me at 8:40 when the news is on because if they do, I just ignore the phone call.
Oh, because you're just into the news so much.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Pat, it was lovely speaking with you. It was lovely almost meeting you on the weekend. But yeah, no, if you ever see me out in public, and like, even though my wife and I don't live in Woodbridge anymore, we still spend a lot of time in Woodbridge. If you ever see us...
Why did you ever move? Why didn't you just stay in Woodbridge? You guys just spent all your time in Woodbridge. You moved out of Woodbridge.
I didn't do the research, right? I didn't do the research on where the nearest California sandwiches was.
I know. You had all your favorite things.
The IKEA that we went to prior to getting our veal sandwich is also the one in Woodbridge. Yeah. And then another baby store that we went to is also in Woodbridge.
You guys should think about moving to Woodbridge.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you mind just saying hi to my girls, Vanessa and Alexia?
Hi, Vanessa and Alexia. How are you?
Face right now. We're good.
Hey, girls.
Yes.
You guys enjoyed your veal sandwiches?
Yeah.
All right.
My daughter's the one that noticed you first.
Aw.
She's like, I think that's Mocha.
Well, next time you see me anywhere around, please say hi. It would be very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, love.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Scott and Tessa are retiring. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Well, so like retiring from competition, but they're still gonna
tour.
Oh, okay.
They're still gonna do their shows and stuff.
Oh, okay. Just no more Olympics.
Just no more. Yeah. No more winning the gold.
Man, they won a lot too.
Yeah. Because they're the best.
He just got engaged, didn't he?
He did?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Not to her though.
No,
everybody wanted that.
I know.
God, you remember that?
But they dated for a while, didn't they? How do you not though? When you're in that situation,
I know,
right?
I know. God, though, that one routine that they did at the Olympics, and everybody was
the one in Vancouver, right?
No.
Or
The last Olympics was the big one where everybody was like, "Oh my God," because the way that they were looking at each other, they're like, "These two, come on, police."
Yeah, and that's what got them the gold.
It was chemistry matters,
for
especially
sure.
to those judges.
Yeah.
No big press conference. No sort of one-on-ones. No in-depth documentary-style sit-down. They announced their retirement on a video on social media directly to their fans.
After 22 years, it feels like the right time to step away from the sport. I mean, not before we pour our hearts and souls into this Rock the Ring tour. We can't wait to go coast to coast and celebrate this with all of you, but this is so personal and emotional for both of us. We're just so grateful. How lucky are we, really, that we've gotten to share all of this together and with all of you.
Yeah, we just still can't believe people care. Like, people have showed up, they've supported us year after year over a 22-year career, and we feel like the most fortunate kids in Canada still. It just feels for us like it's the right time to say goodbye, but we're still loving and enjoying the sport as much as we always have.
Thank you so much for your unwavering support. It truly has meant the world to us.
Right? 22 years, 5 Olympic medals, 3 of them gold, most decorated figure skaters in Olympic history, 4 world championships, 9 Canadian titles. Like, come on.
Yeah, what else?
Respect, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
See Alex Trebek yesterday? Oh, so
man.
Heartbreaking, man. It's so heartbreaking.
And didn't we just have like a good news story about Alex the other day?
Yeah, he was like...
On like Monday.
He was talking, well, a couple of weeks ago, he was talking how the sort of chemo did its thing, and like he was speaking in terms of almost like remission, where everything was stable. Like his numbers were good and the doctors were optimistic and he was going back to work. And then earlier this week, the announcement was made that he was back on set of Jeopardy taping new shows. And then yesterday morning, he was on Good Morning America, making the announcement that he has to immediately go back in for another round of chemo.
I realize that there is an end in sight for me, just as there is for everyone else. When I do pass on, one thing they will not say at my funeral is, "Oh, he was taken from us too soon." Hey guys, I'm 79 years old. I've had one hell of a good life, and I've enjoyed it. And the thought of passing on doesn't frighten me. The effect it will have on my loved ones, yes, that bothers me and makes me sad. But the thought of myself moving on, hey folks, comes with the territory.
Oh man.
Right? Is he not taking this like in
Come
the
on,
most,
Alex,
in
why
the
you gotta
most
do that to us, bro?
incredible Alex Trebek way?
He
Just
really
so
is.
level-headed and rational. To be that level-headed and to be that rational about your own death when you see it coming. Because the numbers for the cancer that Alex Trebek has, and he knew this at the beginning.
Yeah.
He was the one that actually informed a lot of people about the numbers of stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which is, if you actually look at it, it's just an inevitable killer. You don't survive. And the people that do, the number is so slim. But because he's Alex Trebek and you assume that he has access to the best, that you assume that, he's getting the best, which, he probably is getting the best, but that is still no guarantee. But to just be so rational, it's just the most Alex Trebek thing to be so level-headed and rational and just understand his own sort of place in the world, to have that view on his own coming death is just... It's the most Alex Trebek thing ever, man.
Is he still filming the latest
He was
season?
earlier this week.
Yeah, because they announced that he was back. He's filming, I think it was season 36
I don't
of
think
Jeopardy.
I don't think he's going to.
They did that interview on the set of Jeopardy.
No, I know, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think that, because he wasn't shooting while he was going through chemo the last time.
Yeah,
because it's like invasive the
course.
amount that he's going through. So I don't know. Maybe they'll hit pause on Jep. I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is.
And what's going to happen to those episodes that they already recorded?
They'll run them.
They ran one last night.
Yeah, they'll run them. It's Jeopardy. It's just it's Jeopardy is this thing that's bigger than you. It's bigger than Alex. It's bigger than everybody. And Jeopardy will continue. And that's Alex Trebek.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The first time I saw Downton Abbey written, like the first time I read the words, I thought it was a misspelling. I was like, oh, isn't that supposed to be Downton Abbey?
Well, that's I called it. Like, it's the same thing when I watched. God, what was that great show on Netflix? The British
Things?
No, the British one.
The Crown.
The one with the terrorists.
24.
No, what show was that?
The Hitman.
No, is it called Bodyguard?
Yeah.
When I watched Bodyguard, what really threw me off was I went through that first episode where they just referred to the big boss lady as ma'am, but with the accent, it just sounded like everyone was calling her mom.
You know what?
What?
That just blew my mind.
Yeah?
Because the first few, I thought that they were calling her mom.
No, it's ma'am, but it's just the way they say it. Yeah, mom.
Okay, weird.
Yeah,
I thought it was mom.
I was like, why is everybody calling this woman mom? Like, is that a thing? And it really took me out of the first episode.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with Downton, where I just thought that was like an accent thing, where they don't say downtown.
They don't pronounce the W.
No, yeah.
Or the second W in the
People
word.
love that show, man.
Yeah,
Holy.
and they got a movie in theaters tomorrow. Damnit Maurie sat down with 3 of the cast members for the movie. And one of the first things he brought up is exactly what we're talking about.
Now, I can't be the only one that when this show first started thought that it was actually Downton Abbey.
No, you're right. A lot of North American people did say that. But they don't do it now. Do you do that now?
I still do it now.
Do you?
Yeah.
I had somebody do it to me the other day, and I said, it's Downton. He said, yeah, that's right, it's Downton.
Now, I'll tell you who doesn't do that, who's a new fan. Get this. Just Beyonce.
Really? So, wait, what?
Yeah, all for real. This is true. She loves Downton Abbey.
How do you know Beyonce loves Downton Abbey?
Because somebody told me. I don't really. But she said it in the press, so it must be true.
There you go.
So that was, who you talking to? Lady Edith Crawley you were talking to, Mrs. Pat Moore you're talking to, and Thomas Brown was also in there, right?
What's the timeline that this show takes place?
Like King George V timeline? What is that?
So
was
like
that Maury?
way old.
I can't hear you. Like, when was that? What?
The 20s.
The 20s.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
When learning, I guess, because you had to learn the etiquette of the day, what was the most, I guess, bizarre or most silly piece of etiquette that you had to learn?
Because we are like people of this time, we would hug each other and, are physical with each other, and they did not do that, and even the servants did not do that.
So there's no hugging back then?
No, and of course it's your temptation. If there's a sad scene, and I'm very fond of Daisy, the little maid there, kitchen maid, and well, she's much more now, but anyway, I would naturally want to comfort her if she was upset, but that was a big fat no-no at that time. You just didn't do it.
How can you go through life without hugging?
Oh, well, I mean, no, Mrs. Exactly, welcome to 1920. Although Mrs. Hughes is probably getting a fair deal of hugs at the minute from Mr. Carson. Well, I'm just saying, they are married.
So in the 20s you weren't allowed to hug?
Well, not if you were the help. I don't know. Man, what do I know from the 20s?
1920s
okay?
England.
What do I know about 1920s England, for God's sake?
You need to watch more YouTube videos,
Right?
bro.
What do you want to say to all of the fans across Canada that are so excited to see this movie this week and have been waiting so long? What can they expect? What gets answered? This is a big deal.
There's love, there's romance, there's intrigue, there are plots. It's like Game of Thrones. But without the sword play.
Or the sex.
All the foreplay, yes.
Are you excited for people to see this?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, it looks magnificent. I mean, if you thought it looked nice on the telly screen, seeing it in the big screen and the sound as well, the music, the sound,
They'll see it once and then they'll want to see it again.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, this Justin Trudeau thing is not going away. Like, it is only ramping up.
It's getting worse.
We talked about this earlier this morning, and our text line blew up. And you would say what, as far as the ratio goes, Mocha, of people who are like, oh, shut up, it's no big deal, to people saying that he's got to step down?
With
Like,
our texting,
realistically, yeah.
100%.
100%.
I have not yet read a single text from anyone listening this morning that is against what Justin Trudeau did or the story.
So you are saying that according to the people...
Every single text,
yes,
they're all basically saying, what's the big deal?
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? It's wild to me.
people are saying, like, what's the big deal? It was just a costume. What's the big deal? It is something that took place in 2001. But what's the big deal?
You knew better in 2001.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
God's sake.
It wasn't as bad back then as it is now with the way people are complaining.
This is why he's such a dope. To even think about, or I don't know, dope is the right word, bimbo, or I don't know, like clued is probably the word. Because he said at one part of his apology last night that, attitudes towards this stuff have changed. Like if you remember, because Ted Danson was also trending last night. If you remember in 1993, Ted Danson, who was dating Whoopi Goldberg at the time, they roasted Whoopi Goldberg, and Ted Danson showed up at his black girlfriend's roast in blackface, like old school blackface. And that was in 93. And he did it at a roast with intent of shock and everything else. Like there was no, oh my God, I didn't know that this was wrong. Fully knew that it was wrong, did it anyway because of the roast, because of Whoopi Goldberg, because of everything else. And he got destroyed for it. And that was 93.
Yeah.
Like that was huge. And I know since then there's pictures of Jimmy Fallon doing a character where he was a black character, Jimmy Kimmel doing a character where he's a black, like all this stuff. But the difference with Trudeau is that he doesn't even acknowledge in any of the apology last night. He never uses the word brown face or black face. He only says makeup.
Dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't. And I'm really sorry.
You should have done this. Would you have called for them to step down?
I think there are people who've made mistakes in this life, and you make decisions based on what they actually do, what they did, and on a case-by-case basis. I think I deeply regret that I did that. I should have known better, but I didn't.
And then the question came up, well, have you done this before? Is that the first time?
Have you done something like this, Mr. Trudeau? Is that the only time in your life you've ever done something like that?
When I was in high school, I dressed up at a talent show and sang Dale with makeup on.
With makeup on, not in blackface. He doesn't say blackface. He says with makeup on.
And then that picture dropped this morning.
Yeah, he had like a big afro wig on and everything like that. Too. So what's your take on this? I mean, looking at all the texts that are coming in, and
I think the problem is that, okay, there's a couple of problems. I don't know if there's a big generation of people who understand or know why it's wrong.
Sure.
Who don't know the history of blackface and or brownface. I don't know if that's being taught like in schools nowadays, or if people are seeking out the information as to why it was wrong, why it's wrong to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think we are getting the kind of response we are right now at 925-555 from people saying it's not a big deal.
But what if people know it's wrong, they just don't care?
Then that's a bigger issue. That's another problem. Because if people know that it's wrong, I personally think Trudeau knew it was wrong. He's a smart guy.
Is he though?
Right? You would like to think, but at 29 years old, right? When this happened, he was 29. He was a 29-year-old man. He was a teacher, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Right? He should have known better.
Well, I'm sure he did. But when you're that sort of, this is like when you grow up the way he grew up, and I don't want to get too much into that, but his smugness is what is really appalling in all of this to people, I think. And I don't know. Maybe people don't care. Maybe this doesn't bother people. Maybe people should, I don't know, toughen up I'm not saying that is in my opinion, but I'm like, maybe that's the attitude that we're getting here, because I don't know how else to justify just the sheer volume of people who are commenting to this show right now who are saying that this is no big deal. But shouldn't he be held to a higher standard than just like somebody you work with? Like, isn't that like sort of part of being the prime minister?
He should be stepping down, right? That's because a lot of the big conversation was last night.
Because I think he would demand that of somebody if it was one of his ministers. I think that he would ask for them to resign.
Here, we'll end with this.
I don't know.
One text that just came in, 925-555.
Yeah.
I'm a Canadian with brown skin, and this quote news does not bother me. This was years ago. I'm not even offended.
Yeah. Okay.
That comes from a DT.
And listen, and I refuse. I'm not going to be one of these people that is more offended than the people that should be offended, because that drives me nuts, right? I mean,
yeah,
we can listen to everybody. We'll read out all the texts and all the comments and everything else. We're not going to censor. We're not going to try and slant this one way. But it is 100% overwhelming, the response here anyway.
I just think back to growing up in the city that is just so multicultural, right? And it's multicultural now. When I grew up in this city, you had your pockets, right?
Sure.
And just thinking about some of the, I won't go into everything, but some of the experiences growing up as a brown kid in this city, in a predominantly white neighborhood or white school, and like things that were said to me, or just the way you were treated, right? By certain kids. And like to see that happening and just, I don't know, it just feels, it's wrong.
It feels dirty.
It's
right?
very wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
You know what I mean?
Wrong. Yeah.
Like I went through that stuff, like you didn't.
Yeah, like I imagine that somebody like Trudeau, who thought it was cool, you've met those people before. I imagine you've come across people like that in your life at that time that would have done something like that. I imagine. I don't know. Because he certainly wasn't the only one. I mean, he was the only one at that party.
Yeah, he was. The only one. And you know what's interesting? There is a color photo of that picture that exists somewhere. There has to be, right? Because it's a black and white that we saw. Like there has to be a color photo because it looks bad in black and white.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It looks bad in black and white, but if it were in color, it would look way worse.
Yeah. You think so? You don't agree, Shem? No.
You don't think so? You don't think it would look
Shem,
way worse?
come in here for a sec, Shem. Shem's, if you don't know Shem, you should know Shem. He's amazing. But if you don't know Shem, how old are you, Shem?
I'm 32.
32.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about this?
I echo a lot of what Mocha said. It's disturbing to look at. It's disturbing to see. That's for sure.
Right.
I think there's a lot of hypocrisy that's going around, though, if you think about it, right?
Where do you see the hypocrisy?
Well, there's two things. I mean, you mentioned that Trudeau sort of runs a platform on being, for lack of a better way of saying it, woke.
But he likes to point this stuff out.
Sure, right?
Yes.
And he should be held to a different standard.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, though, a lot of the people who will criticize Trudeau, though, for this are also people who criticize Trudeau for being very pro-immigrant and bringing in Syrian refugees and things of that nature. And they're not really mad at the racism part of it.
Right.
They're mad at the hypocrisy part of it.
Right.
And I think what gets lost is the racism element of this. To Mocha's point, people aren't really talking about the racism so much. They're more so angry at the hypocrisy of it. And I think that that's a major issue as well.
And this would not be the first time in politics that somebody does something and says something else. Like, are you telling me a politician saying something you want to hear?
Sure. I mean, hypocrisy is part of politics.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, John.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, Roz. Hi, Mocha. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I gotta say, I love the both of you. Even you, Roz.
Oh, wow.
But
I love you a little bit more, Mocha. And I also wanted to weigh in on this whole Trudeau controversy. It's been totally taken out of context. And I understand what's the history behind the brown face and the black face and how it was meant in the past as a racial slur, derogatory.
Mm-hmm.
In this instant, it was not. It was part of a costume.
Okay, but explain this then. Explain this then. Why, in all the photos that were released of everybody at that party, why is Justin Trudeau the only one in brown skin? Like, none of the other white people that were there had any type of makeup on. They were wearing the outfits, but nobody else had makeup on except for him.
That was his choice.
Are you saying that it would be? Are you saying that it would be okay right now if I dressed up in blackface, as long as it was a costume?
Again, it goes towards the intent.
No. But
if
I wanted to be, I don't even know, Kevin Hart for Halloween, right? Okay. Could I dress up as Kevin Hart and do the voice and paint my face, and that would be okay if I was doing Kevin Hart?
See, it all depends on the intent.
No. No is the answer.
Behind.
No is the only answer to that
Behind
question. No. That's Megyn Kelly lost a network television show because she said that it was okay if you were dressing up in a costume. You don't do that. You shouldn't want to do that.
No, but I'm just being totally blown out of proportion, and you're not concentrating on the right things, on what he's done. His entire character is not, he's not racist, basically, is how the media is painting him, which he is not.
Right.
The way he painted his skin?
The way the media is portraying him is that he is a racist, and he is not. He has done more in the 4 years as Prime Minister through equality and openness than Harper did in the 10 years that he led this country with ignorance, fear, and hate.
I don't know if I agree with you on that.
Unemployment has been at its lowest in 40 years.
Yeah, but I don't know if I agree with you on the other things. He's as far as I know, he's the only prime minister that's been accused of groping a woman, and then when he had to talk about it, he said, "I guess she remembered it differently than I did."
Anyway, well, it was lovely talking to you.
Lovely talking to you.
Take care. All right. Hi, it's Roz Mocha. How are you?
Listen, at the time, people are forgetting 20 years ago was a very different time period. Things aren't as taboo as they are now, right? I mean, when you go back to the whole Kevin Hart thing and his whole text message and Twitter account, people were saying those things out loud, and it wasn't exactly as much of an issue as they are now. Had Trudeau done this last week, of course he should resign. Of course, he'd be kicking himself out of the election.
How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 37, I think.
37.
Let's go with 37.
You don't remember the world in 2001, man?
I do.
You didn't do blackface in 2001, bro.
Yeah, 2001. It's not that long ago, bro.
I'm saying it's not looked upon the world as it is now.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
For something that specific, absolutely.
I don't know. I'm just going from, I'm not saying what he did was right. I mean, that's still besides the point. But I think that, the whole world has evolved significantly in terms of being more sensitive to these things now. Like I said, by no means am I saying what he did was right.
Hey, does it change the fact in anybody's opinion that this was the second time he did it?
Was it the second time?
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
Yeah. He did full blackface with an afro wig in high school and sang Deo.
Well, listen, how many more races does he have to do? I don't know.
like we got to find out about one more, then it's 3 strikes and you're out?
Yeah. I swear to God, if I see him dressed up as a ninja for Halloween, it's over.
Hey, thanks so much for calling in today, bro.
Thank you, guys. Honestly, we've been listening forever. Me and my wife drive in every morning. We listen to you guys all the time, and we love your show, and you guys just crack us up like crazy.
Oh, wow. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
It's easy. It's Mocha.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
and for your wife, between Roz and Mocha, who's her favorite?
I'm going to let her answer. She's in the car.
Oh, what's up, girl?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
I'd go with Mocha. Sorry, Roz.
Is it because he's white?
No.
But it has nothing to do with the fact that we're brown.
Too soon, guys. Too soon. Too soon. Come on. How am I supposed to plead my case on a day like today?
You can't.
I can't.
So just proudly take the L and sit down. Love you guys so much. Thanks for listening.
Later. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
Are you ready? Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Is Rihanna pregnant? That's the question. Last night at the Diamond Ball, she does a red carpet interview, with Essence, and she's talking about it's a great clip about empowerment and talking about mothers and her mother and her mother's mother, but she says something that's quite peculiar in this clip. So listen to this.
I'm a black woman. I come from a black woman who came from a black woman who came from a black woman, and I'm going to give birth to a black woman. And so it doesn't even, it's a no-brainer. That's who I am. It's the core of who I am in spirit and in DNA. And I'd always stand up for what I believe in and who I love and who I know, who I respect. My mother's raised me to be an incredible woman, and she's a strong, incredible example of what to be and how to fight through obstacles in life. And I'm sure her mom has also taught her. And that's how I'm going to be. Like, We're
Right?
impeccable. We are impeccable. We're special, and the world is going to have to deal with that.
Right? I mean, in general terms, it's a fantastic clip, but it also sounded very maternal. And she didn't say, and when I have a kid, she said, and I'm going to have a girl.
Very specific.
Very specific.
Unless that is something she wants in life and says, I am going to have.
But I'll tell you, there's a lot of shots of her from last night where she really looks pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And if that's the case, that's awesome. But I know as happy as fans are, that means it's going to delay the album even more, right?
And we're going to get that double album. I was so looking forward. One of the albums was going to be like straight dance hall. The other one was going to be like her R&B stuff.
No, not going to happen. HBO has ordered Game of Thrones prequel about the Targaryen family. A lot of people happy about that. About sure, why not? I'll watch it. Who cares?
You're a GOT fan?
You never understood the show to begin with.
I know, but but what I do understand is the enjoyment I get while sitting there watching that show for an hour. I find it very enjoyable. I just don't understand what's happening in it. John Legend responded to people who think that Felicity Huffman's sentence was too short. So Felicity Huffman on Friday was sentenced to 14 days in prison and I think a $30,000 fine and a lot of community service, like 250 hours, which that's, to me, the worst part of the sentence. Because the money doesn't matter. $30,000 to Felicity Huffman doesn't matter after she pleaded guilty to a single count of conspiracy and fraud in the college admissions scandal. Now, a lot of people on social media were outraged about the short sentence compared to the story that was Tanya McDowell, who was a homeless black woman who used her babysitter's address so her son could go to a school in a better school district, and she got 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh,
and
you know what? I did hear about that. Yes.
So a lot of people on social media were sort of comparing the two. What's the difference? Obviously, one's white, one's black. And you can be outraged about that. But John Legend sort of stepped in and put everything into perspective, which is, he says this, quote, I get why everybody gets mad when rich person gets X, a short sentence, and poor person of color gets Y, a long one. The answer isn't for X to get more, it's for both of them to get less or even none. Mm-hmm. We should level down, not up, which is a very good point. It says Americans have become desensitized to how much we lock people up. Prisons and jails are not the answer to every bad thing everyone does, but we've come to use them to address nearly every societal ill. It's insane we lock up a woman for 5 years for sending her kid to the wrong school district. Literally everyone involved in that decision should be ashamed of themselves. Her sentence should be fewer years. It should be 0, meaning the outrage, yes, you can be outraged that the black homeless mom got 5 years compared to 14 days for Felicity Huffman, but the outrage should really be that anybody in this situation gets locked up, that you actually do prison time for this. And then, of course, Lori Loughlin's trial is coming up, and she did not take the plea. And I was listening to people talk over the weekend, were saying that she could get up to 5 years.
Oh, boy.
Because you wind up getting what they call a trial penalty, right? Which is if you take a plea, then it's up to the judge. They sort of overlook all the details and they hand down the sentence. But when you actually go to trial, you pay for that, and you pay for that with time. Almost like extra punishment for taking this thing to trial and not taking one of, I think, 3 different offers that Lori Loughlin had. So that is going to be crazy. The creators of Friends have completely ruled out a reboot. I know a lot of people are unhappy about that. Did you say boo, Maurie? Nobody wants a Friends reboot.
Nobody wants that.
They say, quote, the show was about that time in life when your friends were your family, they explain, and it's not going to work. We did what we did, and it's not going to beat what we did. And they go on to say, we did the show we wanted to do. We did it right, and we put a bow on it. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott from the Property Brothers are apparently dating.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
exactly.
The
I
Scott
know.
brothers not like just here a week and a half ago?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Can we call Jonathan?
Yeah.
Ask him what's up with that?
I was going to text him.
Can you text him?
I was going to text him this morning to
text
see if
him.
he'd write me
Say
back.
we need to ask him a very important home improvement
that has nothing to do with Zooey Deschanel.
Nothing. And they're just like, well, just slide in there and be like, yo, by the way, how's Zoe doing?
Here's why I don't know if he'd write me back, because she's just separated, right? Like, I think that she announced That, I mean, they had been living apart for a long time, but the announcement of her separation had only recently come out. But they just did carpool karaoke together for Apple. So it was the two brothers and the two sisters. And apparently that's where they met.
Yeah.
When you sing in a car together and stuff, right? Yeah. You know, wow, you're talented. You got a great, you know what I mean? Sparks fly, man.
Can you text him? Tell him I have a very important, very important construction question.
Okay, yeah.
I want to know: is it measure twice, cut once, or is it measure once, cut twice?
No
One
problem.
of the two. Can you ask him that specifically?
Yeah,
text him.
I will. I'll text him that. Mocha wants to know. Not me though. Mocha wants to know.
By the way,
Purdue Pharma, the drug maker accused of fueling the massive opioid epidemic, has filed for bankruptcy down in the States.
What?
Yeah, so they make OxyContin. And they filed for bankruptcy yesterday. The Chapter 11 filing is expected to lead to the ultimate demise of the company that sold just a fraction of the opioid prescriptions in the United States. But they are most closely identified with the epidemic because of its pioneering role in the sale of narcotic pain pills. The company used aggressive, allegedly misleading sales tactics to push physicians to prescribe millions of doses of OxyContin. And as we know, the opioid crisis in the States and here in Canada is something that I don't know why, like when the election is going on right now, I've heard everybody talk about stuff. Like there's a lot of important things, the discussions on racism and taxes and middle class and all this stuff and guns. But man, look at the opioid crisis that is going on in this country. And tell me that there's not a more important discussion to have.
Yeah.
Like the amount of, even in the States, I get, gun violence is horrific, but nobody's talking about an opioid crisis. I watched that debate, the Democratic debate the other night. Nobody's talking about the opioid crisis.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Do they not think that it's an important issue?
To me, it's the most important when it comes to young people. It's not guns.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not social media. It's not depression. It's not vaping. It's not all this stuff. You look at the numbers, man. That is, to me, the conversation that needs to be had every single day by these politicians, and nobody's having it, and it's wild, man. It is just wild. Movie fans are furious.
Why?
Over an article that appeared in Variety. Sony Pictures Entertainment CEO says, quote, that he has, quote, very famous people whose names I won't use who want to remake The Princess Bride.
Oh, what?
To me, The Princess Bride is in the category. Princess Bride is such a perfect movie, and the difference is this. The Princess Bride is still a perfect movie. There are very few movies in that sort of world that didn't age a little wonky, and there wasn't a little... Princess Bride is one of them. The original Back to the Future is another one.
Agreed.
And Ferris Bueller's Day Off is another one. Where those movies, you can still watch them today, and they're not dated. They're not sort of their time, or I guess you had to be there. Princess Bride is still a beautiful, wonderful...
It's perfect.
Like, perfect movie.
Yeah, perfect.
Don't touch that, please.
No, absolutely not. So what? Can this person at Sony block?
No, they want to. Like, yeah, he's like, we have massive people lined up right now who want to redo Princess Bride.
No, please don't.
Okay, I'm just okay.
Please don't. You already took Spider-Man out of the MCU.
I know.
Please don't ruin Princess Bride.
I know.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Before we get to Ask Roz and Mocha, we need to do a follow-up from the last podcast episode of Ask Roz and Mocha.
So I don't know how we started talking about it, but we started talking about whether or not you sit or stand to wipe your butt.
Right.
And Maurie, because I had a friend years ago that just casually dropped that he stands to wipe his butt. And I just thought it was the weirdest thing because nobody taught him a different way. And then Maurie claimed that he stands to wipe his butt. And like...
It's true.
You stood up and you demonstrated.
Yeah. And by the way, I'll tell you this. Matthew had no idea until he heard it on the podcast that I stand to wipe.
Matthew listens to the podcast? That's very dangerous.
I know, it's very dangerous, but somebody mentioned this, and then he said, I need to hear something. And then I played it for him, and he's like, I had no idea in 12 years that you stood to wipe.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you've never, like the door's never been open? You've never had this conversation?
His door's open, my door's closed.
I like to think that if I lived with somebody for as long as I've lived with Catherine, I'd like to think that if she stood to wipe her butt, I would know. I would know I would know those details.
So what did he say when he found out that you stand to wipe?
He said, are you just making that up for the radio? I'm like, no, let me show you.
Right. So
What? Let me show you?
Like he just demonstrated, I'm assuming, like what you did in the room with us.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because when we asked Maurie to demonstrate, he stood up and it was a very fluid motion. Like it looked like a routine that he had done many times where he takes his left hand, puts it between his cheeks, opens his cheeks, right hand goes in for the
But it's not
wipe.
just stand up. Like I'll turn around and face the bowl, grab the toilet paper, spread, wipe, and away we go.
Why do you face the bowl? I guess it's easier because then, I don't know. Why do you face the bowl?
It's just how I always do it. I guess I need to know where the, so when I drop the toilet paper.
So the conversation was, who taught you how to wipe?
I assumed that I would learn from my dad, right?
Yeah,
Who else
you were
potty trains?
convinced that it was your dad, Frank.
Right.
And on the last episode of the podcast, Maurie tried calling Frank at work, and we got his voicemail.
Okay, so what happened? You called Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard this yet.
Hello.
Hello, Father.
Who?
Hello, son.
All right, quick question for you. Do you stand or sit when you wipe?
Excuse me? Where are we going with this? What?
Do you stand or sit when you wipe?
Excuse me, I'm really in a busy office here. I can't really go on with this here. Like, what is it? Where are you going with this?
I need to know, I don't know why I'm whispering, I need to know if you stand or you stay seated when you're wiping.
Really?
Yes.
You really want me to go through this?
We're all waiting.
Well, and I think it's appropriate that I'm going to answer you by saying that I have to run, no pun intended.
You stand?
Sit.
You sit. Seems very difficult, but I stand, and the theory is that I must have got this from you.
No, you got that from you.
What do you mean I got that from me?
Or you had some kind of phobia about sitting down on other public seats or something like that, and it transmitted itself all the way through to your own habits of wherever you go, you stand. I remember going all the way back to the beginning of time, and you were a little paranoid about getting any kind of dirt whatsoever, whether it be on your kneecaps or whether it be like kneeling down into dirt, or whether it be sitting on a public thing where you might get some germs onto your anywhere.
So, like, have I taught myself? So is that because you were too busy at the singles party?
Oh, that is really funny.
Do you want to put me on speakerphone? Can I ask other men of your office if they sit or stand when they wipe?
No, this is a very busy office. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
If you want to ask Bob, you can ask Bob.
Okay, ask Bob.
What are you doing now?
Bob, do you stand or sit when you wipe?
Do I what?
Do you stand or sit when you wipe?
Sit.
What? Really? Okay, pass the phone back to my dad. You're of no use to me.
I'm no use to you. What the hell are you doing now there, Maurie? Hang on a second. Hang on.
All right.
All right, we have to go now.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for that crappy conversation.
Yeah, that was a real crappy conversation there.
Bye now.
Bye.
So Frank did not teach you to wipe standing up. That was you on your own.
I love that he started going into Maurie's neuroses and stuff. Like he did a full diagnosis.
No way.
Maurie doesn't like dirty knees, doesn't like to have a dirty butt.
And now I had to tell Maurie's dirty.
That is so wild to me. So how did you just start doing that on your own then?
He seems to think that I would have just taught myself.
But I don't know anybody who had to learn how to wipe their butt on their own. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like you specifically teach a child how to wipe their butt.
One would assume, yeah.
Would your mom have taught you?
It was, or my legal guardian, Susie.
Well, we got to call Susie.
What the hell are you doing now there, Maurie?
I love it. I love that you can just call your dad and just goof with him like that. It's so awesome.
And Bob.
What the hell are you doing now there, Maurie?
Hey, let's get to these questions. Ask Roz Mocha. These are all the questions that you've asked on Instagram at Kiss925. And we have somebody on the phone to ask their question.
What the hell are you doing now there, Maurie?
Yo, Andrew, how are you, man?
Hey, man, good. How about you?
Good. All right, so ask Roz Mocha, what is your question, bro?
Well, my question was, what's the weirdest thing a guest has ever done at your house?
Oh, boy.
I got up to go to the bathroom, and when I came back in, they had one of my CDs on their lap doing a line of cocaine off it.
Wow. Okay, then. Well, can you remember what CD it was?
Yes, it was Moby.
Was it like a lot of cocaine?
What's that?
A lot?
No, it was just I don't know. I mean, no, it wasn't. It didn't look like a lot of cocaine, but I just thought that was a very brazen move. Like we hadn't even ever had a conversation as to whether I was into cocaine or not. Which I'm not into cocaine. I've never done cocaine, but they just felt like they were in a safe space, I guess. And they just did a line of cocaine, and I was just shocked by it. I was like, I didn't know how to process that.
So what'd you do with the CD after? Did you throw it away? Did you get rid of it?
No, I cleaned it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With that coke residue on it?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you do with it, though?
You have to throw it out because if, God forbid, a cops ever come over and they find a little bit of residue left in your Moby CD.
All those times that I had police over for parties and we listened to Moby together? God, those were the days. If you haven't been to one of my cops and Moby parties, okay, you haven't lived.
Hey, Andrew, so you're asking this question for a specific reason. Do you have an answer as well? Like, what's the weirdest thing a guest has ever done at your house?
Yeah, we had a party together. Me and the girlfriend had a couple friends over, and a friend brought a friend that we never met before.
Yeah.
And we were all outside on the deck having a barbecue, having a good time, and their friend went in probably to use the washroom, I thought. I go in a couple minutes later, and he seemed to help himself to our freezer to grab some mozzarella sticks and start making some mozzarella sticks for the whole group.
Okay, so hold on here.
So you had somebody come over to me and, like, without asking, started making apps for everybody?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. That's kind of weak compared to Roz.
But it is weird, though. But it is weird. He said weird,
that
right?
Somebody showed up at your place and did some cocaine on an old Moby CD. Maury, do you have an answer?
Well, we once had some people over, and I guess it was late, and around midnight or whatever, one of them just helped themselves to our bed and lied down and fell asleep.
Right. Wow. Were they on cocaine?
No, I don't own a Moby CD.
Can I just tell you what the interesting thing about your question is with what's the weirdest thing that a guest has done at your house, right? So we can all kind of go around the room here and talk about, I'm sure, Mocha, you have stories of things that people have done. But I'm just now in my head, all I can think of is the amount of people that you could ask this question to, and that again was, what's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house, where their story would involve Maurie at their house.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one time I went to the bathroom and was looking through somebody's medicine cabinet. Yeah.
Which you do all the time.
Yeah.
That's why you don't get invited to people's places anymore.
Also, you show up late.
When's the last time you were invited to somebody's house?
Not including parents.
Yeah, not including parents. When's the last time you were invited to somebody's house for anything, like a party,
a year ago,
or a get together?
Like 2 Christmases ago.
And
No, wait. But it's not. It can't be like a work kind of event, special type of thing,
No,
like
it wasn't.
in this industry.
It was
type thing.
it was Spencer's parents' place for Christmas dinner. Spencer, the guy that has the massive.
But isn't that
muscles.
still family?
I guess it would be because it's my stepmom's best friend.
Yeah, that's family. That's
See,
family.
but, like,
When's the last
can you
time?
give me that? Because then there's none.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
No, come on.
Nope.
No.
Really? Wait, what about that time when I invited everybody over to our place and you and Matthew showed up
said
2.5
not
hours
including,
late?
like work and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, so none. Oh, no.
Hold on now.
Dude.
Hold on. You've never had a friend that invited you over?
No.
What about
really? I mean, there's the Matthews friends.
Right.
Like when we drive to Barrie or when we go to the
You're the
Esplanade.
+1.
I'm the +1.
Right, but the invite was never directed to you.
No. And
Not like, hey, Maury.
And I only get to go because he needs someone to drive
We're
him.
having a barbecue this weekend. Would love for you and Matthew to come up.
Nope.
If Matthew had his license, do you think that he would go to those places alone and leave you at home?
1,000%.
Okay.
So you don't get the invite.
No.
You've never had somebody say, hey, we're doing a barbecue on the weekend. Why don't you swing by? Like one of your friends.
I mean, it was like people I sort of know that own a winery, and they wanted me as their guest to like.
So you could tweet about it.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count either. That doesn't count either.
So you don't get invited to things?
No.
Hold on. Ever, though?
No.
What about your friends?
No.
It's super weird.
Do you feel bad? You want to invite me over?
No, I don't at all, actually. I just want to get to the bottom of this. That's odd. So when is the last time? It has to have happened.
Like 5 years ago.
But like a friend?
Yeah, like a friend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they need something? Like we weren't helping them move a couch or something like that? Like it was an actual, like you went over to hang out?
Nope, they needed something.
What did they
Oh, boy. Dude.
I had to take stuff out of their car.
Okay, I have a serious question. Andrew, feel free to stay on the phone for this, or we can let you go.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay on the phone for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
I have a serious, and this is not, I'm not going to goof on you. I'm not trying to be mean, right? But, Damnit Maurie.
Don't ask this question.
No?
Well, I'll go ahead now. Now you've started.
Do you know what I'm going to ask?
Yes, of course I do.
Do you have friends?
No.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm like, it's okay. Like
Sure,
I go to
yeah.
I go to the gym. I know people there. We'll say hello.
And I don't,
Like,
and I honestly don't think that Maurie is in a unusual position. I just think that when you get to that point in your life, people are usually much older.
like, yeah, it's so weird because
when
like,
your
it doesn't
whole
bother
world,
me.
when your whole world is coworkers and your husband or your wife or whatever it is, right?
No.
So you and Matthew don't have like co-friends, like you guys don't have couples that you go out with.
No, I mean,
like
there's
for
people
dinner.
who have wanted us to come over and play Cards Against Humanity and stuff, but then Matthew's like, let's just stay home. The problem is we cancel so often that like people just don't invite us anymore.
Why do you
because
cancel so often?
Because he's tired. We'd much rather stay at home and blah blah blah. And then you got to get dressed and. You know,
It's called life, man. It's called.
You got to get dressed.
Then you have to bring something. And
But like when you guys go out to the island and stuff like that in the summer, you've never invited like another couple with you to be like, hey, you guys we're going to the island this
no,
weekend. You
because
want to
then the
join
whole
us?
time Matthew would be like texting me from across the table going, see, we should have done this alone.
Wow. You guys have really isolated yourselves, huh?
Yeah, but whereas I would love to have tons of friends.
Let me
and
tell
do
you
whatever.
something more. If I was in your position with no friends, right, I would do a whole lot less of the things that may wind up one day destroying your marriage. Because
hang on for dear life.
Because I would hang on for dear life.
Because then you'll literally have nobody.
God help us if that happens.
Oh, I know. True.
Right.
Not it, by the way. Hey, Andrew, thanks so much,
more
man.
room than I do. You have a
Later,
guest
dude.
room. I don't. I don't even have a spare couch. Maurie would be sleeping on the counter in the kitchen
And he'd be okay with that.
with the cat on the hot dishwasher.
Okay, Chris Morris asks, standing at the foot of your bed facing the headboard, what side of the bed do you sleep on? I'm on the right side, and I found out most of my male friends are as well. Is it a guy thing? Help me, please.
Okay, so if you're standing at the foot of your bed looking at the headboard, right?
Yes.
I'm on the left.
You are looking, so you're on the left. Okay.
Yeah.
Damnit Maurie?
So if you're looking at the headboard, I'm on the left.
Yeah.
You're on the left.
I'm on
And you know the
I'm
funny
also
thing
on the
is,
left.
anytime, even if we go to the beach or whatever, we lie on the same side as we would in bed.
But if I'm in a hotel sleeping alone, I sleep on the right.
I used to sleep on the right forever for our entire relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
And you guys switched?
And yeah, we
Really?
switched. And here's the reason why. Even after we had the baby and everything, after Cruz was born. So it's only within the last 2 years that we switch. The reason why is because the house that we were living in, the bathroom was on Jenna's side of the bed. So I would get up in the morning super early, right? Get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, walk around the bed, go into the bathroom, turn on the light, close the door.
Right.
That was disruptive, or it was more of an inconvenience. So she was like, why don't you just sleep on that side? Then that way, when you get up, you're not getting up, walking around the bed. It's easier for you to just get up and walk into the bathroom.
Right.
And I was like, oh, shoot, you know what? That actually does make sense.
So also because, hold on now here. Okay, so if you're standing at the foot of the bed, you now sleep on the right, right?
On the left.
Oh, you now sleep on the left.
I'm sleeping, if you're looking, on the left-hand side.
But so you used to sleep on the right?
I used to.
Oh, see, for me, it would make more sense for you to sleep on the right because you're a lefty. So when it comes to messing around, you have your left hand free when you're facing each other, as opposed to trying to mess around with your wrong hand. Like, I like sleeping on the left because when I roll onto my side to face Catherine, my right hand is the one that I can, go to war with.
Oh, sure.
Right? You know what I mean? As opposed to fumbling around with my left.
Oh, trust me, bro. I'm good with both hands.
You're good with both.
That's why Jenna's pregnant again. We have that baby next month, right?
Well, I sleep on the left because Matthew will only sleep on the right because he says if somebody breaks in, they're going to kill me first.
Right, because so you're closer to the door.
Exactly.
That's another thing that people take into consideration when they sleep on which side of the bed. I sleep closest to the door, but that wasn't a thing because in our old room, I still slept on that side, and I don't think it was close to the door. I don't remember. But I will say that it's very difficult to make the switch, so it's shocking that you have, like, I've come downstairs on a night when, like, Rox was sick or something like that, where Catherine fell asleep rubbing her back and Catherine is sleeping on my side. I will turn back upstairs and go and sleep on the couch with a blanket.
Really?
Rather than crawl in on her side. Yeah. Because I won't be able to relax. But if I'm in a hotel alone, I only ever sleep on the right side. I only ever sleep on Catherine's side.
If she falls asleep on your side, do you then, like, that's fine? She's allowed to?
No, I just won't sleep there.
Oh, because, like, if I fall asleep or if I lie down and my head touches Matthew's pillow, he gets upset because he thinks my oils will go on his pillow and it'll cause acne.
Right. It's amazing to me that you guys don't have separate rooms yet. I mean, it's coming. We all know it's coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Like next 5 years or so?
Yeah. Like that, that room that you guys have in the condo that has all the Mariah Carey stuff in it.
Yeah, the library.
All that's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be your new room.
Exactly. No window, no vent.
Nothing.
Angela asks, when is the last time you cried and why?
Yeah, interesting.
Well, I think in this room, it was a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now. Maurie cried when they were in Toronto, when they were getting rid of one of the last quote unquote old streetcars.
That's right. Maurie cried over transit.
So Maurie cried for the streetcars.
Yeah,
but I cried more recently, yes, over the streetcars, but watching the Judy Garland movie.
Oh, right. Yes, Maurie cried over the Judy Garland movie.
Yeah. All right.
I honestly, I don't recall the last time I cried, so I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Wednesday, September 4th was the last time I cried.
Wow,
which was
the Cruz's first day of school.
Yes.
His very first day, and he walked in, and I just like bawled.
Yes, of course.
Did they give you something at the school, like to commemorate the moment?
To commemorate?
Commemorate the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you
you
mean?
get like some sort of, I don't know, like a certificate or like a...
Like for the
do they give-
parents?
Yeah.
No,
like
it's not about the parents. It's for it's about the kids.
We don't
man.
get anything.
No, they don't. Parents don't get anything.
Melanie Wilkinson, would you rather have all the traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again?
Never have to stand in line again.
I would say never have to stand in line again.
100% never have to stand in line.
Because at least if you're at a red light, you're sitting.
Yeah, never have to stand in line again. Like, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Like, think about all the things
but
that
you're
you got to
Roz
stand
Weston.
in
When was the
line
last time you
for.
actually stood in line?
I'm not speaking for myself, Maury. I'm talking about others.
Talking about us peasants over here. They got to stand in line at the coffee shop.
yeah.
They got to stand in line at a restaurant. They got to stand in line at a buffet. They got to stand in line at the airport.
Yeah, I made a call the other day where I was at a McDonald's because I was driving by and I wanted a coffee. Sorry, I have something in my mouth. And I wanted a coffee and I parked, and because the drive-through line was a little bit long, and I'm like, it's a little long for just a coffee. So I went in, I poked my head through the door, and there were 6 people in line.
Okay.
And then I look outside and there were 5 cars in line.
Okay.
So what I did was I looked at the guy, what he looked like at the back of the line in the McDonald's. Then I ran out and got into my car, did the drive-through, and as I was pulling around, he was just getting his food inside. So 5 cars at the drive-through was quicker than 6 people in line on the outside.
Did you feel like you won something?
What's that?
Did you feel like you
Yeah,
won?
I feel like I made the right choice.
See, in most cases, if I see a long drive-through, but the parking lot doesn't look as busy, I would rather just quickly park, hop out of the car, run in, get what I got to get, and then leave. Because in my experience, at least, it's been faster to run in, grab like your coffee or whatever, your combo, your food, whatever, than it is to wait in that long line.
When did McDonald's start doing the take a number thing, where then you have to stand off to the side and they call your number out?
Oh, when they started doing the automated computer ordering thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never seen that before.
No, some McDonald's now, though, I don't know if you know this, that when you do the automatic order, right, they will bring your food to your table.
Oh, yeah, they do.
When you're standing there at the computer.
Because I think there's a button like take out or dine in.
Yeah.
No. Have you gone to Chick-fil-A yet, Maury?
No, I have not.
No? Why'd you look at me like that?
Because I want to try it.
Right.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A just opened their first location in downtown Toronto. Actually, up the street from where the radio station is.
Is it?
You
Yeah.
can walk there from here more.
And you have to cross a picket line.
I know.
Are they still picketing?
I don't know, but I'm afraid to go in because I think that as soon as you like set
You get
foot in
labeled.
there, as soon as you set foot in there, that's when like they're all going to come out and start taking your picture and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that Chick-fil-A is going to do so well when it hits Uber because nobody wants to go in there,
No,
right? Like
not at all.
nobody wants to be seen going in there. But I think everybody's just curious and they would just want to try the chicken that everybody
Uber
goes
Eats it,
crazy.
Can you have them just leave it on like outside your door so you don't open the door?
Why? Because you think they're going to know that you're gay, that they dropped off Chick-fil-A to a gay condo?
Yeah. Like I'm like, just leave it on the door.
Why don't you just masculate? I don't know. Straight yourself up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I don't know what the word is. Like have super loud, like straight pornography running in the background.
This is my chicken. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch some pornography. I don't know, but it's interesting though with places.
But
like
this is a franchise, though.
Yeah, of course it is.
How much of the money actually goes back to the people that run it?
Well, all of it.
No, not the. No, I don't mean the
what do you
franchise
mean?
owner. Like, how much goes back to the head office where the man?
Well, they pay the franchise fee, right? So I imagine.
Oh, so some of it does go back
I
to
imagine
them.
a franchise fee on a Chick-fil-A is an astronomical amount of money.
Okay, hold on. So I just looked. It's not on Uber Eats yet.
It's not.
I'm going to check skip the
They're
dishes.
going to know you searched that.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I was wondering how long the protests were going to last because Chick-fil-A is everywhere in the States. Yeah, right. Like
Bro,
all over California.
Chick-fil-A is like in football stadiums.
Yeah, yeah. And what's their thing? They're not open on Sundays, right?
They're not open on Sundays.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. And so why don't you like Chick-fil-A, Maury? What's the?
Because I
what's
was told not to like Chick-fil-A.
By
like in
Matthew?
our gay group chat. Right?
Oh, okay.
Because the
Who's in your gay group chat?
like all the gays. So the
Every
president-
single one of them.
Yeah, we're all in there.
Okay.
Let me see the group chat. How many people?
So who explain to me why you were told to not go to Chick-fil-A?
Because the owner, like the president of Chick-fil-A, supports organizations that are homophobic and anti-gay.
Okay. But there's a lot of organizations that are homophobic and anti-gay that you probably support and don't even know you're supporting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I was, because people actually said don't do this one. I was like, okay.
Right.
In the
okay.
gay group chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, but I think that place is going to do very well when it goes on Uber because I think there's like a shame thing, but you mixed shame and curiosity and you got lightning in a bottle.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
So where the Chick-fil-A is in Toronto, it's along the parade route for the Pride Parade.
Right.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen.
They'll
on
be
Pride.
closed because Pride Parade always happens on a Sunday.
Right.
And Chick-fil-A is always closed on a Sunday.
Yeah, so they will be closed.
There you go.
And then, of course, nobody can accuse them of closing because of the parade. So
No.
it's always on.
Hey,
it's always on
they
Sunday.
close. Where was the latest Super Bowl? Oh God,
I don't
where was the
remember.
latest Super Bowl? The one recently, was it like Atlanta or something like that? Oh yes, it was. It was Atlanta.
Yeah.
And the Chick-fil-A, the big story was that on Super Bowl weekend, the day of the actual Super Bowl,
yes.
the Chick-fil-A inside the stadium where the Super Bowl is happening decided that they would like shut down
Right.
as they do all their restaurants on a Sunday, and they weren't going to make any exception whatsoever. And it was estimated that they were going to lose just in that one location for that one day something like $4 million.
Oh my
God.
Yeah,
That's
but
incredible.
they stuck to their guns.
That's incredible. Yeah. Anyway, Maury, when you do order Chick-fil-A, let me know how it is because I'm not eating at that joint.
Tell your gay group chat that. Ethan C asks this question: how tall is too tall?
For what?
I don't know.
Interesting question. Then
How tall?
Okay.
Like how tall is too tall? Where it's uncomfortable at that point?
Okay, how tall is too tall for the world? Let's go with this. For
the world.
Yeah, I will say that there is a lot of things in life that I am too tall for. So I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay. There are things where years ago people were like, "Man, what's the average height of a guy?" Okay, what's the shortest some guys? Okay, there you go. So like when they develop, like when you sit on an airplane, for instance, right? Airplanes were not developed with somebody 6'4" in mind. It is so impossibly uncomfortable with everything, like with the sort of where your hips sit on the seat, where your head hits the back of the seat, the way that your arms sit on an armrest, your knees in front of you. Like air travel was designed for people 6 feet and under. Right? That extra 4 inches and then plus for some people is excruciating. So things like sitting on a bus, for instance, right? When I used to ride like a transit bus, sitting on a TTC bus, a city bus, it was, I have to sit sideways. Like I look like the jerk that's taking up 2 seats simply because I can't sit with my knees in front of me. I don't fit. I have to sit sideways. I look like the rude SOB taking up 2 seats.
Is it a disability?
What?
Being too tall?
Being too sexy? Is it a disability? No, I wouldn't say it's a disability. It's a disadvantage to some parts of life. It's a great advantage in other parts of life. Don't get me wrong. Being tall is incredible. There are places that you go where sitting. I don't enjoy going to a hockey game or a baseball game, right? I don't enjoy going to concerts when I have to sit, right? I don't enjoy that experience because I don't fit, right? Just the way life is.
I was going to say some people are too tall to just hold hands or put your arm around your loved one.
Right. Yeah. Also making love. I imagine that there would be...
I was once told everyone's the same size in bed.
Well...
I don't know about that.
Yeah. No.
Well, because you can always shimmy up the legs.
Excuse me.
Like you're climbing a tree?
What's the tallest person you've ever been with?
6.
6.
Yeah, right.
6 foot.
Who is the 6 foot goddess that you were with?
What's his name?
Sorry, God
What's
that
his
you were
name?
with.
What's his name?
Justin.
Justin.
Right?
Yeah.
But you can always, like, if you can go knee to knee, but there's
Yeah.
still leftover leg below.
Right.
Right? So everyone's the same size in bed.
That's not true. So you think it's only shins that are long? Like you think I'm the same height as you from the knees up, and it's
You know
only
how weird that would be?
and it's only my shins
If people-
that give me that height.
You know how weird it would be if like tall people, the reason why they were tall was because of long shins.
Like there's some people in this world that are like 7'2", so they would
Those are
have
long ass
so you
shins.
think they would have like a 5-foot shin? Right? Like how does that even? Here, come here for a second, Maurie. Let's go knee to knee here.
Okay.
Hold on. You got to stand on something because I'm not lying down with you. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this now.
You want me to stand on a
That we
chair?
can. No, because then you're not gonna.
Can I stand on your back?
No, hold on here. What can you stand on? Is there anything over there? What do you got? Maurie, that's an empty cardboard box. You're going to fall right through.
Your long shins.
The fat ass.
No.
Okay, Maurie.
That's you can't stand on that, dude.
Maurie, honestly, here's the thing. I'm like 8 inches taller than you. You just brought over a platform that's about 2.5.
On the edge of the chair.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Do that. See if we can go knee to knee that way. Okay, so Maurie has wheeled his chair over now. Bring it here. Shem, can you push him in a little bit for me? Okay, stand up. Are we knee to knee here?
We are.
Your knee's actually taller than mine.
What's because I guess
Here, I'll go tippies a little bit.
From this angle where I'm standing.
Shut up. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Because
Okay.
the computer screens are blocking.
Yeah. Okay. Maurie.
It looks like you guys are going like trying to get your waist. You're pushing your waist forward to one another.
Okay. So Maurie, we are knee to knee now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we the same height?
No.
Not even close, man.
Not even.
No, the top of my head goes to about your nose.
Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah.
So I have to shimmy up your leg more.
So it's completely wrong.
Right?
How tall is too tall? I don't know. Anything like Shaq is 7 feet. Shaquille O'Neal, 7 feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even that to me seems like,
Oh God.
like how you said,
going
Roz,
through
it's a
life
big
like that.
disadvantage.
Do you know
right?
Abraham Lincoln had to have a custom bed made and he had to still lie diagonal on it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Shaq does as
Yeah.
well.
Them long shins.
And who's the other basketball player? Yao Ming. Yao Ming is even taller than
What about
Shaquille
about like Manute Bull and like Dikembe Mutombo and those guys, right? They're too tall.
That's too tall. There you go. Manute Bull, too tall.
Yeah, I would say that there is definitely such a thing about being too tall. I would say for me, I can still function in the world.
Yeah.
I would say 6'6" is where you start becoming too tall for the world.
What about urinals?
What about them?
Can you use them?
Sometimes I will, I've been to places where I'm like, my wiener is at the top of the urinal. So if I don't point down, I will pee on the top of the urinal.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, there's sometimes you go into like a coffee shop and stuff like that, and they get those little tiny urinals where if I don't actively point it down, I will pee on the top of the urinal.
At that point, you just might as well just walk into a stall, sit down.
Oh, I'm not sitting down in a public restroom.
Right?
There's no chance.
Just
There's
use
zero
a
chance.
ton of tissue.
No.
Create the barrier on the seat.
No, that's not a barrier.
Okay.
That's not a barrier.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask me when the last time I went number 2 in a public restroom was.
When's the last time you went number 2 in a public restroom?
I have no recollection.
Really?
Nope.
When was the last time I went?
I have no recollection.
I had to once because I had no choice.
Not at work, not at
work, huh?
Nope.
Not even?
No.
What if you really have to go? You won't go at work?
No.
Really?
No.
You hold it?
Yeah.
Will you?
No, I don't have to go at work.
Oh. Well, I guess because you don't
I
eat
manage my
anything
poo.
in the
in
the morning or
no, yeah, exactly. I manage my poo. I know when it's coming, and I know when to leave the house and when to not leave the house, and I know when to get my ass home. But no, I don't number 2 in public. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know why. It's not my thing.
I don't feel any ways about it.
You
if
don't?
I gotta go,
You
I
don't
gotta
care?
go. No.
Yeah. Really, huh?
Yeah. If I gotta go, I gotta go.
I mean, there are times you walk into if you have to go and you walk into the restroom, if it's dirty or whatever, then you're like, that's just not happening.
Ugh, no.
Yeah, I'll find another restroom at that point.
Yeah, there's some great spots in this city. I thought about doing
Hotels.
the George Costanza map of places that you can find, because oftentimes there are restrooms that you would walk into and go, oh God, I'm never gonna, this is so rude. But right next to it is a place that you have access to their restrooms, and the restrooms are beautiful.
Some of the hotels in the city have stunning ones.
Some of the hotels in the city have stunning restrooms. Yeah.
Called the Restroom Locator.
Yeah.
There's another one called Flush, the Toilet Finder.
But don't you remember that when they did the Seinfeld reunion on Curb Your Enthusiasm, that's how George made his millions? Was that he created an app that told people where your closest, cleanest bathroom was to you in the
That was
city?
also a reference to an earlier
Right.
Seinfeld one where he was telling people where to go.
No, yeah, because that was his thing, is that he always knew. You could tell, you could give George the intersection, and he could tell you where to find the cleanest and best public bathroom. And then the story was that he created an app, and then that's how George finally made his millions.
I remember when Jenna and I went to Barcelona. And I had to go.
Oh, hell no.
Bad, right?
Oh, hell no.
And no, but we were in a very touristy area, beautiful hotels everywhere.
Yeah.
And I ran into one of the hotels. I don't know why, certain places, if you're not a guest there, they don't allow you to use the restroom.
Oh, it's crazy.
But I walked in, and to get to where the restroom is, you have to go down a flight of stairs that's right in front of the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I quickly whipped down the stairs, and I can hear them saying, excuse me, sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
And I just pretended like I didn't hear them, and I ran right into the bathroom, and I can hear them even while I'm in the bathroom. Excuse me, sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
And then I got out, and they're like, are you a guest here? I was like, yeah. And they're like, what room? I'm like, 502.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're not a guest here. You can't use the washroom, the
snap.
restroom.
Yeah.
And
That's
I was
so
like,
rude.
oh, well, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's so rude.
And then I just left.
It's so
I
rude.
remember
You
the last
can't
time
do
I was
that.
in Israel, I had to pay for the toilet paper.
Yeah, that's like Russia. A lot of places you can make a buck. They charge you for toilet paper. We were in Mexico, and when you get to places where the bylaws are different than what you're used to in your home sort of city, where you can't build a restaurant in a city like this without having X amount of places for people to use the washroom, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's stalls or urinals or whatever. But when you go to places like Mexico, you can walk into a restaurant like the size, 3 floors, 300 seat restaurant, and there will be one washroom.
Really?
Right? And so going into a washroom in a restaurant where people all day have been doing nothing but eating tacos and drinking tequila.
Oh, no.
And then you all just share one toilet.
Oh, gross.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always situations like that where I then have to go, and then I walk in and I get grossed out, and then I just won't. And then I cut the day short, and I'm like, we got to go back to the hotel. And Catherine's like, but we have more shopping to do. And I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. I have to go number 2.
Okay, we'll end with this question from Tixiana, who listens to the Roz Mocha show in Toronto. We are on Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. You can always stream us, kiss925.com. And she listens to the podcast religiously and also leaves a number of questions for us every single week. And it says here, why does Roz pronounce, and then says this particular word, weird? So Roz, I just highlighted this word on my computer screen. And she wants to know why you pronounce this word weird.
It says, why does Roz pronounce Italian weird? Okay.
Whereas I, along with like everybody else, says Italian.
Right.
But you say Italian.
Okay.
And it's not the first time that this question has come up.
Okay. So, there's a couple of different things. One, back in the day growing up, people used to call it Italian.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Who?
Just
I've never heard. You're the first person in my entire life that I've ever met that says Italian.
Okay. And then I started pronouncing it Italian deliberately because I discovered that there is nothing that pisses Italians off more than if you say Italian.
Yeah.
Okay. And so for the most part, it's a troll. Okay. Because I have heard from people that if I said it that way again, like it would be the end of me. Like I've had people threaten me.
Really?
With violence for saying.
Like if you say that one more time, I'm going to come kick your ass.
Yes, for saying Italian.
I'm going to end you.
Yes, I've had DMs. I've had people say it to me from other people.
No.
So-and-so told me to tell you that if you do that again, you're going to get your ass beat. Yeah. So a lot of the times when I say Italian, it was a troll job.
Yeah.
But you know when you do something over and over and over again, it becomes habit.
Sure.
And now, like even at home, I'll be talking to Catherine and I will still say Italian.
Really?
Because now it's just the way I say it.
You just said it 8 times. I feel bad for you.
Yeah. Because now it's just the way I say it. So it started.
So first it was a goof.
Yeah.
And now it's part of your everyday normal language.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. But it was a troll just because I know that for Italians, hearing somebody call it Italian, it drives them nuts. And I like trolling. It's just the way life goes. So
follow us on Instagram at Kiss925 because you'll see once a week we'll post a couple of photos that say Ask Roz and Mocha, and that is where you ask your question, and we'll try to get through as many as we can on the following week's podcast, and we will also try to invite one of you to join us on the podcast to ask your question.
Roz, if you wanted to get pasta on Uber Eats, what section are you looking under?
The pasta section.
Oh, no, you're supposed to say Italian.
Oh, shut up. You just said it. Now you're going to get your ass beat.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.